Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy. Dangerous.
Stinks.
In one word, would I use dope?
Nope.
I smell pot. You smell it?
Yeah. Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
Caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First time listener, long time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
The following program deals with a controversial
subject.
The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What's going on, everybody? We have got a whole new audio setup, so you guys let me know if you're hearing any echoing on my end or Richie end. Basically what I've done, you guys, is I've separated the audio even more. So I have a separated where it's just my mic and then it's all the guests. Then I separated it to where all the guest audio, and then we have another separated audio track that's all the like YouTube and share screen audio, and then we have another one which is the Discord audio. So we're just trying to clean it up for you guys to make it sound better. Hopefully it's sounding better. We put a little bit of limiters on some of the stuff so it doesn't get too loud, but hopefully the mics sound better. Richie, does it sound okay to you? No echoing right now?
Sounds really good, really crisp.
All right, so I want to remind you guys, I see people in the chat, DT, saying, maybe if I can figure out that microphone call-in process, I would touch base with the panel. Brother, it's super simple. It's super easy. We'll go through it one of these days. I'll break it down for everybody in a super simple way, and I'll turn that into the new commercial. You know, if I can figure it out, you guys can figure it out. Trust me. It's very easy. And we just had Brad check in with us right before the show. So we are in the live room right now. Brad jumped in to say hello to us. So, yeah, as Brad said, even a 50-year-old man can do it. So, lots of fun. Hey, listen, you guys, we got a interesting drama alert segment today. So we'll wait to talk Flash news until we get to drama alert, because it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a fun one. What else have we got? Chad Cave just jumped into the Discord. How's it going, brother? Can you hear me? There he is. He's just checking everything out. All right. So, yeah. So what was I getting at? Yeah. So the Flash stuff we'll talk about during comic drama alert. And then we've got market report. I didn't get a chance to do market report on Wednesday, so I got a nice big size market report for everybody, and nice. So we'll see how it all plays out. We'll make it nice and easy tonight. And like I said, if anybody does want to call in, the setup is there for you. It's the other thing, you guys. We've got new setups on the StreamYard that we're testing out, but this is the call-in room right now. As you guys can see, I have it playing our StreamYard, so you can even go in there and kind of watch. It doesn't give you the full effect like the YouTube channel does, but you can kind of see the behind-the-scenes stuff if you want through here. But you can also see we have Chad and Brad just chilling in here. They're able to talk if they wanted to right now, and if somebody had something they wanted to call in to us too, you could call in through there and order a pizza like Mike did for the very first time of the call-in section, which was very interesting. So
that's good. I mean, you can order a pizza, and another thing I just thought of just came to my head. For all the people and subscribers that have a lot to say, this would be your opportunity to hash it out the closest we can get to face-to-face,
Yes.
Good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Yeah,
Call in.
yeah. And that being said, you guys, I'm trying to start off the shows by going back and reading some comments. So for those of you guys that don't know, one of the good things that YouTube has been doing is setting up this thing called YouTube Studio, which kind of helps you behind the scenes a little bit. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit behind the scenes with me to my YouTube Studio and my comments and alerts and all that stuff. So let's take a look at some of last week's comments. This is not for the House of Stein stuff, even though we'll start looking at that maybe at the end of the House of Stein. At the end of every Hot 10, maybe we'll take a look at the comments from last week on the end of every Hot 10 show. That way, you don't have to just jump off as soon as you see number one. There's still some cool content that's being put there. But anyways, here we go. Some recent comments. Warriors for Info TV said, but Pym Tech is on Kang's level, because I think we were talking about, why didn't they get a character that was strong, powerful enough to fight Kang. Ferd says, catching on the rewind. Wednesdays are crazy for me. No worries, brother. Zombie Prophet says, I can hear Pink Floyd's Time without it. I can't hear Pink Floyd's Time without it emotionally affecting me. Such a powerful song. Couldn't agree more. Cameron says, I believe video games have surpassed comics for kids long ago. I don't know any kids that would turn down a video game over a comic, and they get more bang for their buck when you buy a video game. You get hours upon hours of entertainment. Some people can argue that. I definitely know that for sure. Thanks, guys. Keep them coming, says Steve Bell. Thank you, brother. You keep watching. We'll keep them coming. And Brad Selden, my boy, says, fell asleep early. He watched it on the rewind. Appreciate that, brother. Comics and Sneakers says, I love Dennis, very knowledgeable, but he needs to allow others to speak and stop interrupting people, especially where he's so loud. Hey, that's Dennis, the loud mouth from Detroit, not the South. I'm the South. But yeah, what's a loud mouth Detroit? Never mind. All right. This is a funny one. Dewey Lund says, I suggest not taking suggestions. Worse intro songs. Just saying. And I responded with, what's your playlist link? Before you can trash talk about my taste in music, I need to see yours. So just a heads up, you guys. I don't mind the trash talking my taste in music, but you got to play ball and show me your favorite playlist or your songs on your playlist. Let's take a look at your taste in music. Shout out to Miguel. He says, amazing show. Appreciate you, brother. Raider Nation says, you're crazy. Seth Rollins is an amazing wrestler. I bet he is. That was probably us just joking around. Fraggle Socks, great name, says, I was subbed to Comic Book Palace until he totally dissed Stan Lee after he died. I don't want to take anything away from the guy's knowledge, but if watching a toothless hokey eat a TV dinner over comic books is your thing, congratulations. You have a home. Yep. All right. This one is an interesting one, too. Minuteman Comics says, hi, Bryan. Please note, I sell slab books regularly on Whatnot. Okay, so just to put this in context, you guys, this was when we were talking about the Whatnot slab sale they were doing, where they had 1,000 of their retailers or 1,000 sellers selling slab books.
Right.
And we kind of said it probably wasn't the best weekend to make money selling slabs if everybody else is going to be, taking hits on selling slab books. And because a lot of people took hits. But this is a great other end of the question. And Richie brought it up earlier that this is the type of thing that I would love to have somebody call in for and talk about, over the Discord. Perfect call-in radio segment, type stuff. Minuteman Comics says, hi, Bryan. Please note, I sell slab books regularly on Whatnot and do well, and will continue to do so in high volume. My stream is very small audience show. I do not have a built-in audience from other platforms, and I'm not a retailer. I, of course, agree it's a great place to buy slabs and comics in general at a great price. Just wanted to say that there is a lot of generalizing here, meaning the show, about Whatnot. But the fact is there is quite a few of us there who enjoy selling on Whatnot. It has more than its share of negatives to deal with, but many of us will keep utilizing it as one of our multiple sources for selling our collection. And yes, to your point, no matter what size you are, you must have great inventory, 100%. Thanks for putting it together. Another great video this week. Shout out to Minuteman Comics for that. He is right. And, one of the things that I've always said is Whatnot is the app itself is a great app. And for the most part,
I remember.
Yeah, for the most part, you have people that are good people trying to sell on there. And I will always say that. I think that it's a great app. It's a great place to sell and buy, and utilize it along with the other platforms like a tool in your tool belt. So, all right. I think we had somebody jump in. Let's see here. Let me find
I remember us talking about that specifically, and I remember the direction or the narrative the conversation seemed to be going. I remember you stopping, pivoting, and saying, but it's still a good platform to sell on. I remember in your own words. I remember that.
Shout out to Papa with Comics, I imagine, is on here. Let's see here. Is that the name? Papa with Comics. Yep. What's going on, man? All right. Let's continue on here. Back to the comments. We only got a couple more. Where did they go? Did I kill them? I don't think I did. All right, there we go. Steve Bell said, Comic Book Palace is a great show. The episodes you have been showing are from first series filmed by a guy called Philip is brilliant. Glenn, the owner, is a really great guy with a sense of humor and very honest and fair. I remember him telling a story of when some customers started arguing about a price, so Glenn ripped up the comic in front of them. Hilarious. Great show, guys. Love from here in the UK. Says Steve Bell. Shout out to Steve Bell. Fighting Code Name says, McClay, your drama alert segments are a game changer. Thanks, brother. I hope people just realize they aren't, real. They don't think that comic drama alert is like me actually trying to milk lolcows. It's a joke on milking lolcows, but it is what it is. All right, this one is long, and this is another reason why we love this part of the show. Shout out to Heineken Jones. He says, I love your show, Bryan, but something you guys briefly discussed tilted me so hard, and I'm not even sure why, because so many other people have been saying the same bullshit. For the past few years, every time CGC fucks up or has a period of poor service, we get an annual discussion of, is this CBCS's big owl opportunity? Or CBCS is better, has better slabs and better grading, and they're going to overtake CGC. Bryan even mentioned that Beckett Grading Services was once the top sports grading company several years ago before PSA blew them out. Of course, Bryan fails to mention that CBCS is actually owned by BGS, Beckett Grading Services, and the very company that had a stranglehold on nearly everything related to sports card and literally pissed away all of their market share and now trail SGC and CSG as well as PSA, by the way. So I'm not sure why I'd ever think this company could ever take the top spot as an underdog when they couldn't even protect the top spot as a massive giant in the business. That's a great point, Heineken. Great point. We do forget quite a bit that CBCS is now owned by Beckett Grading or Beckett Services. All of it. That's very great point. He continues on, but here is the bottom line and why this talk annoys me. There are two reasons CBCS will never, ever come anywhere close to approaching CGC's position in the industry. First, they simply don't have the infrastructure. Let's not forget that CBCS was having to send submissions to the homes of employees to grade the books on their kitchen tables because apparently they didn't have the room to house the small amount of books that are sent from sent from them, nor the graders to work through them. They literally do not have the ability to be anything but distant second in this market without a massive financial investment. And where is that coming from? Their failing parent company? Next, CBCS has no desire to take on CGC. CBCS is McDowell's from coming to America. CGC is McDonald's. I don't give a shit if Steve Borak created everything at CGC. You don't start a company and literally imitate everything the industry leader is doing. You differentiate. Blue labels, gold labels, and effectively the exact same grading scale. CBCS is the supermarket brand ketchup brand that looks exactly like Heinz. And just like the shitty supermarket brand, they are looking to take on the industry giants. They just want to carve out a tiny little slice of the broader market for the people to save a buck. CBCS is a risk-averse company with no interest in spending time or money that would be necessary to even attempt to take down CGC. But let's pretend CBCS gave a fuck and wanted to go after CGC and were willing to push all their chips in the middle of the table. What could they do? This is why I love this post. It is a little long, but it's a good one. 1. Redesign the label and completely overhaul the color coding. Stop being a CGC knockoff. Make the universal any color but blue. Change the signature books to silver and create a new black label for books graded 10, which leads to 2. Overhauling the grading scale. 9.8 is gone. It's now a 10. Like PSA and cards, a 10 can have minor imperfections. One of the major reasons PSA kicked BGS's ass is because they adopted a 10 as their gem. Grade while BGS was sticking to a 9.5. People like 10s. They don't like 9.5s and 9.8s. And they will especially like getting black label 10s. New grading scale would be 9.0, which would absorb 9.2s, 9.5 absorbing 9.4s and 9.6s, and 10. Make CGC's 9.8 the BGS 9.5. 3. Spend some fucking money or just close up shop. License Star Wars and DC characters for your labels. Build bigger facilities. Hire more graders. Sign major artists to exclusive deals where they will only sign books for CBCS grading. These will grow the company without a doubt. 4. Change your name. CBCS has no brand value at all. None. BGS is a failing company, but the Beckett name still has value. The company should have been renamed BGS Comics the minute they were acquired. Additionally, CBCS is an ugly ass name. NFL, NBA, MLB, NBC, ABC, etc., etc. 3-letter names just roll off the tongue. BGS Comics. I just wasted 15 minutes writing this shit to basically say that CBCS does that. CBCS does what the infrastructure. I don't know what that means there. Doesn't have the infrastructure, the will, or the money to take on CGC. They will never threaten them. They are happy being the little niche company that has better slabs and more consistent graders. CBCS's problem are best summed up by Red Hood. After going on and on as to why CBCS is better, he stated plainly that he'd never send a big book there. CBCS will very likely not be around in 5 years, so please spare me the annual topic discussion of how this is finally time CBCS is going to take over. Rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a awesome, amazing, perfect comment to leave. It's concise. It's a little lengthy, but not too lengthy. I can read it without driving everybody off of the show. And he got some great points in there. So big shout out to Heineken Jones. If you guys agree with him, go make a comment on the post. If you disagree with him, go make a comment on the post. And if you got great takes like this, hot, really great takes like this, you guys know you can call in through the Discord and drop them live on the show. You don't have to drop them as a text and spend all the time typing. So shout out to Heineken Jones. Just a couple more here. Eugene says Ultra is a great guy. I agree. Comic Book Palace is legit from 78 points of articulation. I agree. Heroes Reborn says, at Red Hood, when NBA players sign their contract, there's a morality clause. We already hit that, and that is checking in on comments for this Saturday night's Monocomic Mayhem show. Richie, what was the response to the Robert Downey Jr. video?
We just did a live stream. I had updated everybody with news. I mean, I've said 1,000 times, and I keep saying it, until something changes. but that, shutting down that huge subreddit for Marvel MCU spoilers is it's taking a toll on people digging for information, and especially with all the clickbait companies out there. So I kind of just stick to like one and maybe two sources that I can I trust based on my due diligence, and went over that. And then once we got to the news on RDJ in talks for Dr. Doom, I just went ahead and updated everybody that this is in 2008, before Iron Man was actually in production. Okay, and the reason why I think it's circulating the internet as of right now,
shout out to Astro Wizard, and
then why I brought it up is because I think could be a way you could bring back RDJ as Tony Stark. You could also like connect that part in Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, when Thanos, when Tony Stark's RDJ's Tony Stark says, and he says, "Oh, Stark," and he goes, "Oh, you know me?" He goes, "Yes, I've known you," or "I know you," or whatever he says, right? I mean, this could, and they're doing the whole multiverse time traveling thing. This would be an opportunity to have either a variant of some sort or come up with some context, either from the source material or the way the MCU does it, and figure it out.
You know what would be kind of crazy?
Yeah.
I was totally against this when I watched your video the other night when you debuted.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's silly to have Robert Downey Jr. play any other role than Iron Man, even as a variant. But then, just now, I'll be honest, I kind of think that it's not a terrible idea to play the variant role that, like, what if Stark was a little bit more evil? Would he turn into Doom instead of Iron Man? You know what I mean?
That's actually something we brought up earlier. There's and I was showing those key issues with what do we call him, Iron Doom, or Victor Von Doom as Iron Man, so on and so forth. Well, there's a what if book that is out there that kind of covers that. I think it's called What If. What was that? What's that iconic storyline with Iron Man? Demon in the Bottle, right?
Yeah, Demon in the Bottle. Yeah.
So I think it's called What If Iron Man, or what is it? It's What If Demon. I don't know, but anyways, they switch. Those two switch. Victor Von Doom and Tony Stark, and he's like the personalities or whatever. So he's flying around. He's Doom, and he's flying around in an Iron Man colored Doom suit, iron suit, and it's came out, I don't know, a decade or a little around a decade before all that infamous Iron Man stuff. So I brought that one up to the attention, and yeah, like you were saying, just to go back to what you were saying, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, obviously there's a lot of context here missing. Okay, so I can't really present it like I would normally do if I did a segment here on the show, but just based on the show yesterday and how long it was, I didn't want it all cramming it up, and I told everybody to tune in today and I would talk about it. And that's exactly what I was saying, is this could be a way they could bring Robert Downey Jr. back if they were planning on doing that. And you could also connect it somehow to Beyonder. You could actually even bring him back somehow, not Doom and then Beyonder is the same person, but one or the other. So but I think the Iron Doom would be pretty smart, and on top of that, he's such a popular character in the whole modern comic. I mean, that people rage over that Ribic variant. I was telling about it yesterday. I'm like, some reason that I think it's a 1 in 25 too. That Ribic variant, everything is down. I'm listing books and everything is tanking. That thing is still super expensive, raw and graded. It's crazy.
Yeah. So
yeah, it would be cool. I would dig it.
That's interesting.
As long as they get it right, though, like they can't be sloppy. They can't. I mean, there are plot holes that they leave, but they're usually pretty good about taking care of that. But they can't leave these giant plot holes, and they gotta do it correctly. And I'm looking in the source material right now, Comix, to see if this has happened. So stay tuned. We'll talk about it more.
Oh yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Make sure you guys go sub up to Richie's channel, Spec Media. New name change over there, and we're getting some logo changes and stuff that we're going to be changing out here. on the shows and on his sites and stuff. But yeah, he's doing a good job over there. Make sure you guys go check it out. 657 subscribers. Let's get him to 700, you guys. Yeah, there's at least half of you guys watching live right now that I imagine aren't subbed up over there. There's 66 live right now. Go sub up, Spec Media. Give the brother some help. He's doing some good stuff, giving you guys some great content, including card stuff every week, which is really cool too. I know he's been pulling some bangers, as they say.
I honestly, like, between me, you, and the lamppost, and of course our wonderful, beautiful subscribers, I'm a little bit gun shy right now. I want to kind of focus on comics, and when it comes to sports, football's around the corner. You know how I am with fantasy football, so I'm trying to mix in a little bit of fantasy football. Some news: Haley Steinfeld's dating Josh Allen. I mean, are we going to see Josh Allen in the MCU now? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
I doubt it. But hey, you never know. You know, he's very busy selling foreign comics, so I don't know if he's going to be able to go play in the MCU.
You're talking about our Josh Allen, not the Buffalo Bills Josh Allen,
dude. All right, some other interesting stuff going on this week. Let me get into a little bit of some goodies. Make sure you guys check out the Bogcast. We had a really good episode the other night talking about Burt Kreischer's new movie, The Machine, and his amazing red carpet. He built the greatest red carpet ever for a movie, and you guys should check it out. Also, great UFO news that came out this week. A big triangle flying over Richies' neighborhood the other day. So, pretty interesting stuff.
Not really.
That's for sure.
It's where Coachella is. It's like 2.5 hours. Actually, I think Mama Comic lives actually right over there.
Yeah, she does. You're right. She does. So, 29 Palms area. A bunch of Marines saw some crazy lights that some famous disinformation guys out there are calling fake, calling flares, and all that crazy stuff. So I don't know what to think. It's very interesting though. I love that shit. You guys know that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I saw that, when it broke into the news at 6:30 in the morning. I mean, people that are up at 6:30 in the morning on weekdays, they're getting ready for work, or they're driving to work, or if they haven't gotten the car yet, they're getting the kids ready, so on and so forth. They just want to hear about what happened when they're sleeping, and if anything's going to happen with the weather and traffic and life in the weekend. And when that thing broke in, I literally was like, "This is big." I got scared. I was like, "Holy shit!" But obviously, I'm obviously very vulnerable and dumb when it comes to this stuff. So,
always giving yourself a shitty credit, man.
Yeah, shitty in credit for myself.
Yeah, I want to do a big shout out really quick. Shout out to the amazing Bird City Comics on this freaking Battle Chaser variant. Did you see this, dude?
No, it's my first time.
Oh my god. So you guys know the original Battle Chaser Red Monica variant. It's very famous book. It's got the tattoo on her butt, right? Battle Chaser's tattoo.
Very cool.
Look at this, dude. Ariel Diaz killed this cover. Homage to Joey Mad's famous Red Monica cover. At least the boob isn't as badly out of shape as it is on the original, and even better.
Yeah,
check
it
out
looks
the
natural
color
too.
Check out the color change. How good it looks.
Oh, love it.
All right. So you can see the original, the color change, and put a little foil on that, spot foil on that right there. Ooh, man, if they can figure out a way. So I think is it sold out? They've got a few left, it looks like. So only 5 left. 5 left, you guys. Go check it out. Get them while you can. There's also look at that, remarked versions. That actually looks amazing.
What's that go for? What are they asking?
For the remarked, they're asking $249. $249. You get a yellow label color sketch 9/8, which is actually pretty good. And there's only 4 of those left. There's a black and white sketch yellow label for $199.
I like that.
Yeah, there's 4 of those left. There's just the signed yellow label 9/8 for $150, and then a 9/8 blue label for $100, which isn't a bad deal. There's a trade and virgin set for $50, and you can get just the trade for $20. So even just the trade looks good. You know, it looks like a virgin.
Oh yeah.
Totally. You throw in the virgin, and it's got the little color change. Man, if they could throw a little spot foil on that. But, yeah, so they only got, let's see here, 5 left of the trade, and then only a couple of the trade and virgin set. And then for the blue label 9.8, they've only got 3. So jump in there quickly, ladies and gentlemen. This is a beautiful, beautiful cover. And they also did another one. Let me show you this. Look at this Inhook Lee right here. Wow. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Lost Years, number 4. Limited to 1,000. That's beautiful. All right, let me go back. Show you the other one they had with Nakayama. They did a Nakayama that they sold out of. Maybe that's why it's not going to be up here. Look at this Rian Gonzalez Avengers. How it has the 25th anniversary. So for people out there that collect 25th anniversary stuff,
frames, yeah.
I'm gonna go put this right here. Can you share this?
So she made how they do the like you're saying, the 25th or the Marvel anniversary frame variants, but she did it in her own little baby style characters. That's kind of cool.
So I'm going to go put that in the niche comic collections section. I have a 25th anniversary. I think I have a Marvel 25th anniversary. Let me see here. Kickstart Marvel frame covers. So I'm going to put that. Let's see if it puts that in here. There we go. So first add to the Marvel frame cover variants in the Discord. You guys, if you guys are into collecting like niche covers, for instance, skull covers, go put your favorite skull covers in here. We're creating like just running lists of all the best, skull covers, all the best Kickstarter only covers or books, all the best horror covers. I love this one that James Kreider put up, one of the best comic collectors out there. This old school Zenescope horror Grimm Fairy Tales Pinocchio style cover. Look how creepy that is, man. So that's in horror covers. And then you got the homage covers, only the good ones, of course. Glow in the dark covers. I am a huge glow in the dark cover fan. Full moon covers. Love full moon covers. Ooh, this is a full moon and a half moon, it looks like. And a jack-o'-lantern. We need to make a jack-o'-lantern one too. Die cut covers. DCU covers for all you DCU fans. Decapitated head covers. Of course, Creators First, where you can find the Creators First list that we're adding to all the time. Go check out the Discord, you guys. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I need to put ash cans in there. By the way, shout out to Nearing Nirvana. Great show on ash cans the other night. All right, let me go back to there. I want to give another shout out. Man, we've been talking about Astro Wizard and Stepford Comics quite often around here, and it's because they are amazing artists, and usually I like just to wait to get to them in the IG artist spotlight, but man, they've just been putting out really, really good art lately. And Astro Wizard has come up with I don't know if he's come up with this idea or if he saw this idea and is running with it too. Either way, it's awesome. Whoever came up with the idea, props. It's such a great idea. You know those Todd Knock head sketch or the head covers where it's just the big head and people didn't like them? Well, it looks like Astro Wizard has been taking them and doing like zombie sketches, like pull away. Like, check that out, dude.
Yeah,
that's badass, man.
Well,
he does a bunch of them. Let me show you guys on his site. Like, look at These are all the Todd Knock ones. All right, look how great those are. What a great idea. So go check his IG page, Astro Wizard Comics. He's got these all for sale. You can buy them. I'm sure he'll have you. Hey, bro, Astro Wizard, you need to go put this on the decapitated head thing in the Discord. So yeah, amazing stuff. Also, check this out, bro. This is his girl. I keep calling him his girl. I think it's his wife, so I'll say his wife. If I'm wrong there, Astro, let me know if you're in the chat. Look at these sketches she did of Kirby and Jim Lee. Sketch cards. Amazing. But you see that book behind them? That's a great, great Captain America Kirby era book, right? And put a pin in that book behind there when we get to the market report. But yeah, go check out Astro Wizard and Stepford Comics. They're doing really, really good stuff. What did everybody think of the talk about Diamond last week taking or losing Image? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that in the live chat and in comments below. Let me know. Also, the Superfractor Andrew Jones was pulled. We talked about that last week. Let us know what you guys think of that. I thought that was pretty interesting. All right. Man, I want to get into the Drama Alert segment because it's got my main spot. But I'm holding off a little bit. We're going to do, why don't we do FOC first, huh?
Sounds good.
A big shout out to our boy Lefteros Comics on IG. He also does great things. I love to utilize his Instagram post for FOC to start us off for our FOC stuff every week. Richie also does a great job running a lot of these books down, so make sure you guys check out his FOC stuff. Man, somebody just show up in the Discord. Let's see here. Looks like Grifter 2020. How you doing, brother? Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Yeah.
What up, brother?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. And anyway, I just want to apologize, man. I blasted you guys earlier, and I was really heated, really pissed off.
Is this Ronnie? Who's this?
Yeah.
Oh, Ronnie, perfect timing. Hold on, brother. Stick around 1 second here. I'm really, really glad you showed up because you're giving me a chance to segue into our favorite segment. Let's get into it.
Definitely.
Into the into the
I'm responding to a person who I thought was cool. I mean, I'm responding to somebody I sold a book to on eBay that I literally cracked. I was planning on CPRing it out of a 9.6 Near Mint Plus.
Uh-huh.
I cracked it. It was actually early in the morning the day before. Put it in my like too, was planning on it, and then I said, oh man, I'm just gonna list this thing. I don't want to go through all that. So I listed it just exactly how CGC put it, Near Mint, or Near Mint Plus or whatever. And I started talking to this guy, and he seemed super cool. He has a haircut place in Virginia, and he decorates it all like pop culture and comics and stuff. And he was asking me about this the Hood 1 from 2002 I had, and there's a one non-color breaking spine tick on there, and I had it listed for $60, but it's worth about $40-$50. So I really liked the conversation. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna, because you bought this book and this conversation's good, and we're as a token of our friendship, I'm gonna give you that Hood 1. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you that Hood 1. hopefully this is a start of a new friendship, because this is like, I like doing shit like that, especially in the comic community, because A, I have so many comics that I'd like to clear out, but B, also is that so many people have done it for me, and for you, and so on and so forth. So I don't feel like I have to do it, but I wanted to do it. So bam, it happened. I shipped him this and that. He got the books today, and he's pissed off. He says that the book has a stain on it, and it's a 9.2, not a 9.6. And I said, well, I mean, I literally just cracked it out of a 9.6. I checked the stain. It's not stain. It's color rub. He just didn't understand it. But yeah, it's funny.
Well, yeah. What is that saying? The best deeds.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. The best deeds.
The best deeds go unpunished, or I don't know, some bullshit like that. Anyways, well, you guys know how I talk about Drama Alert and Comic Book Drama Alert, that anybody can get it, even the best of friends. And even your boy McClay can get it on Comic Book Drama Alert. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought I was slick. I thought I was picking up on something that everybody had seen, and I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. And I made a thumbnail before the show. I was getting ready early, and I put out this thumbnail, early, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm slick, this and that. I've got a little step on what everybody's going to be talking about. Everybody's going to be talking about it anyways. And I didn't realize that I broke nerddom rule number 6, and that is spoilers are sacred ground. You can't step on the sacred ground that is the spoiler and give away spoilers before the movie even comes out, ladies and gentlemen. And I gave a spoiler away, it looks like, before The Flash even came out, but I thought everybody was into it. So I wake up, I think it was, when was it, Ronnie? Probably that you left the messages. What time did you leave the messages, you think?
I think it was about 5 hours ago. I opened up my laptop, and boom, there it was. And I was like, ah!
And Ronnie let me fucking have it, dude. He let me have it. So here we go. We're going to give him a little shit, but ultimately we're giving me shit. Okay, you guys? So we're giving him a pass. Big time. Ronnie says, thanks for the spoil, you fucks. Wow, not even a chance to get spoiled. Are you so desperate for clicks that you fuck everyone over like this? And not only that, he lets me have it again. I would think, Bryan, that your channel doesn't need to stoop to this level of clickbait or just a bunch of cock nibblers that said fuck everyone who liked being surprised by something in a movie. We don't give a fuck about any of you. We're just desperate. And super douchey. And you're just desperate and super douchey in getting those clicks, because that spoiler thumbnail title, I wasn't even given a choice. Man. Yes, I know the press embargo was lifted extremely early since it's a premiere at CinemaCon in April. If you guys are attending press screenings, at least give us a chance and choice to not know. Ronnie, you laced me, bro.
Hey, I was pissed, man. I was pissed.
You guys will.
There aren't many movies anymore that you're really invested in.
I want to see it, but I'm not going to.
I've got a lot of history with Michael Keaton. The Batman goes way back, and this just would have been such a cool nugget to see right there as it happened in house while you're watching the movie. But like you said, and I was hot and heavy, and I apologized, and I'm not one of those guys that hides in the basement, says a bunch of crap. I wanted to, and when you changed your thumbnail, that's why I popped back on and said, hey, man, I appreciate you guys at least having a discussion,
Hey, Richie, can you hear Ronnie?
No, not at all.
You can't? Okay. I'm sorry, bro. You were talking, and I'm like, I bet you he can't hear him. Let me see if there's a way to get you to hear him. Can everybody else hear him, or is it just me that's hearing him?
It might be me. Maybe I wasn't talking loud enough.
No, you're sounding good. I don't understand why Richie can't hear you. You guys out there in the chat, in the live chat, let me know if you guys can hear Ronnie.
And let me just say too, this is such a cool addition to the show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Being able to call in and talk to you guys, you were always on top of it. And that, I felt bad after I wrote it because I was like, God damn, I love these guys, but I was just so ticked off at you. And then I thought, maybe they're so big now that they just farm this shit out and he didn't even know what was going up. You've got a house over in Bangladesh knocking out your thumbnails. I don't know.
No.
You guys are so big now.
Yeah, I wish, brother. I wish. I thought I was being slick and coming up with an idea that people, because I thought everybody else had seen it. It was such a big thing. I didn't realize that. And then when I saw your post, I was like, maybe it is a big part of the movie. And you're right. So that brings me to my point that I want to ask everybody, and that is, are spoilers still that sacred, right? We know what Ronnie thinks. We know that, especially for this. And for the most part, I'm the type of person that's like, fuck off. If you haven't seen it yet, fuck off. Well, the movie hasn't come out yet, so I can't really say that, right? And it hasn't even been open in weekend, so there's got to be a little bit of play in that. But for the most part, I was in the wrong here, you guys. And so I apologize to you, Ronnie, for dropping that crazy information so quickly. And I'm not going to show the thumbnail until next week. But you can probably go find it. There's probably ways you can see it.
And you're right. There's a lot of stuff out there, but it wasn't as direct as yours. It's like, this is going to blow your mind. This is, blah, blah, blah. But, man, you were being slick. Let's just leave it at that, all right?
Sounds good, brother. Appreciate you, man, and I appreciate your posts. And I also appreciate you calling in like this, and thanks for being part of the community, brother.
You bet, man. I love you guys.
All right, love you too, man.
Bye.
Peace. That was very, very cool. That's the way call-ins work. For some reason, Richie, I can't figure out why you can't hear it yet. We'll fix that. We'll eventually fix that. You were able to hear Brad earlier, which is weird.
Barely.
Oh, barely?
Barely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point. Why you can't hear him, but I will get that figured out. At least the people out there can hear. But let me ask you, Richie. What do you think about the whole spoiler thing? Do you think that like they say, there should be that embargo, a certain period of time, a week, a few days?
Yeah, I mean, I think the actual technical embargo, the actual digital or paper physical thing, sure, but there should also be like a community embargo, in my opinion. Like, we all kind of know or agree that, give the movie. I think 2 weeks is good, but if you really want to, if you're doing a YouTube channel and you want to do a review, you can do a spoiler-free review. And then you can do what's called a spoiler review. Who used to do that? I don't know if he does it anymore, but he had really good video. I used to watch him all the time. Is Economics and Comics. Billy.
Yes. Shout out to Billy.
He used to do these live streams and videos of spoiler free and review and spoiler filled reviews just on one movie, and that was the only topic. And then they would talk spec after and stuff like that. But I loved it. It was one of the few YouTube shows that I actually was looking forward to seeing. And when I got into comics heavily in speculation and stuff, because you guys, I've been pretty open. I've only been back into comics since 2016, and I didn't even know really what spec was and stuff. So until about 2018 and then 2019. Well, the reason why I'm telling you this is I didn't understand spoilers either. I didn't understand how serious, especially comic book collectibles people that have been doing this for years. I mean, I'm not talking about the newer people. I'm talking about like guys like you, the guys in our live chat, like our friends have been doing this since, not since they were kids, just like been, they didn't take any breaks. And if they took a break, it was just like a month, like they want to see this shit without spoilers. So I respect that. And I had to learn that the hard way. I've been yelled at multiple times for running my mouth. So
Well, it's not nothing too crazy, and shout out to everybody in the chat that's saying, I see some people saying like props, shout out to JLS, says props to both of you for handling that feedback and being cool about it. Hey guys, that's one thing that I really try to do over here is for the most part, there's very few people out there that I'm gonna lose it on. If you guys see me kind of acting, a little in my feelings over stuff, most of the time it's a joke. Most of the time I'm joking. If I am in my feelings, I'll tell you guys I'm in my feelings. You guys will know when I'm in my feelings. I'm very honest about that, and very honest about times when I feel wronged but here's the other thing. I get over it. We all get over it. We all act like children when we feel wronged or when we feel a little angry, and sometimes we have to talk it out and get better about that. And that's one of the things that I really want to create more of in our community. But we'll see how that plays out. I want to know, everybody that catches this on the rewind, let me know your thoughts on spoilers, and let's create a poll. Let's see here if we can create a poll here. Let's do this. Let me bring this guy up. What was that? Where did that come from? Oh, shout out to AOA, who just gifted 5 memberships.
Wow.
Yeah, appreciate you, AOA. That was sweet. By the way, you guys, congrats on everybody that was just gifted a membership by AOA. Membership videos are going to start coming in hot and heavy. What I'm going to start doing for membership videos is I'm going to start, whenever I go to like Jesse James Comics and start going through his new collections and stuff, or if I just go hang out, I'm going to be bringing my phone and camera and just setting my phone and camera up, and it's going to be for members only, nothing super produced or anything like that. But whenever he gets a new collection in, I get to go show it to you, and I'll wear one of those stupid GoPro things on my head if I have to. But stuff like that will be members only videos. Also the box breaks and card breaks, and going through pulling out my collectibles that I'm starting to sell and clean will be on there. Here's another cool thing that we're working on for the show, and I apologize for doing this in the middle of Drama Alert, but we are working on we're working on a section. I'm going to create a new Instagram or a new Twitter, whatever it is that I need to, because I have a new widget that is going to show, it's going to go through all the posts on my Instagram or on my Twitter that are selling posts. So, for instance, say Richie updates his eBay or his Mercari, and he can go and post his updates on that social media channel, and during the show it'll show at the bottom of the screen, it'll scroll through all the posts on said Instagram channel. So if any of the hosts like me, Richie, Big Leg have any new books that we put on Shortbox or anything new and cool, you guys will see it on the bottom to see if there's something in there that you want, and if you want to make an offer on or something like that, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it'll really be cool. I think it will help get some cool books and cool collectibles in people's hands. But
you know what? I want to add to that. I had always had this thought in my head, like, why would I want to buy a comic from somebody I know or my friend or something like that? I don't know why. I don't have a reason why. I always thought that. But now I start thinking about it. So many times I've bought from online retailers, especially back issue key issues, online retailers, big ones, and or eBay, and from somebody you didn't know, and it come back, and I'm so pissed off. Remember what I told you about? I won't tell you the book, but what I found the other day. I think that if you purchase something from Bryan and Leg and Redhood, especially these guys are very thorough, and I mean, I'm included, I guess. We're all transparent. We're trying to be as transparent as possible. We're not perfect. So I think that's very trusting. And I would want to buy like a Hulk 181 or 180 from McClay, or a First Thrawn or something, or from Leg, because I know not only he presses, but I know that they're experienced and they're truthful people.
Amen.
So
let's get into some more drama alert here. We have got our boy Shannon Sharp robbed of over $1 million worth of goods. Gone. Let's take a look. Tell me if there's an echo on this, you guys.
Shannon Sharp's Los Angeles home was broken into, and over $1 million in valuables have been stolen. The NFL Hall of Famer and current host of
You can't hear it?
I can't. They might be able to. But
oh, wow. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know why you can't hear it. Oh, let me try this. All right, what about now?
Disputed said it happened last week. It took place on May 19th between 7 and 9 p.m. He was out at dinner with friends, came home, and called the authorities when he noticed something was off. He's missing luxury watches, jewelry, and a bunch of designer bags. And a sum of $50,000 is out there for anyone who provides information leading to an arrest or a conviction. I hope they find out who it is. Shannon Sharp.
Pretty crazy, man. These guys are...
I heard one of those watches is a diamond Cartier watch is worth like almost $500,000.
Oh my God, dude. Same thing that they did to the Kardashians. Remember in France at one time, they were just waiting for them to show up. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Man, all these thieves and break-ins, and it's getting worse and worse. And, you know, I feel bad for a lot of these brick and mortar shops out there. I hope they have a ton of insurance. Speaking of shitty waiting, how about waiting for this damn writer's strike to end?
Jesus.
A lot of people not making any money right now. And this is interesting. Shout out to Tim Bramer, who put out this post. He said, "Today I met the man, the myth, the legend, that Kevin Smith on the picket line." So that's pretty interesting. Kevin Smith out there saying, "Worlds collide only after words collide. Writers Guild on strike." Tim says, "Equal pay. This is the way I have spoken. Hello there. Where's my check?" So, yeah. Rory Ross. That's interesting.
Everything is getting pushed because of it.
Everything. Yeah, man. Let's talk about that. Thunderbolts. Delayed. What else? Loki, right?
Loki.
Loki delayed. Is Marvel's delayed? I can't
Marvel's
remember.
delayed. Marvel's delayed.
Blade is delayed.
Blade, especially Blade, because they're still writing it.
Yeah.
Marvel's is pretty much done, but they, with the writer's strike, I think that, I'm not a lawyer. Brad could probably help us with that, but I mean, they're probably obligated to something to them.
Yeah, man. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. All right, this is huge drama stuff, and it's causing a lot of issues throughout the... Shout out to Chad Cave for the $25. He says, "Is this where I order the pizza?" Yeah, of course. Just keep an eye out. We love you, brother. All right, let's continue on to some real craziness out there. People going nuts over this. These foil, man, the foil keeps getting crazier and crazier. Not only do we have to deal with more and more logo foil variants, but now we have publishers allowing people to go back and do foil versions of classic covers. The one everybody's talking about right now is Hulk 181. This is from a Bleeding Cool. It says, "Marvel drops retailer discount on foil variants. Prices push up." Marvel Comics has informed comic book retailers that Marvel's new foil variant cover program will be without retailer discount. So they're letting people know that their new foil variant cover program will bear different, shorter discounts than normal, due to the significantly higher manufacturing costs for foil covers. And if you remember, I think it was Jonathan, shout out to Jonathan at Hive Comics, that was talking about this, that the cost, it was either Jonathan or James, that the cost of foil is going up. Price of the brick is going up, you guys. Now that Big Time Collectibles has, yeah, now that Big Time Collectibles has cornered the corner market for those foil books, Marvel's got to get, and DC's got to get their come up. So, are they going to step on it at the same time? I imagine so. That you're going to get silver foil, gold foil, spot foil reprints, like Lewis is saying, reprints. Yeah, exactly. These aren't variants. These are reprints. Yeah. The retailers will have to eat the difference or pass the cost on to the customers by charging them well over cover the price. What do you guys think is going to happen? If you were a betting man, yeah, if you were a betting man, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think you should save this question and this article because this is a good one. And for next time we have Jesse and Dennis and the retailers on, okay? Second is, let me answer that question partially with a question back to you. Is this considered manufacturing scarcity? Because if there's no discount for the distribution level on the wholesale side to retailers, even the grandfathers, what's the incentive for them to pay cover price for that book and not, you know what I'm saying, and not sell it for a little bit more? I mean, I understand that a lot of new comics for a lot of shops is more of like a break even or slightly loose. They just want to get them in so they could buy all their back issues from collections, right? So I get that part, like the marketing part. But at the same token, like, what would be my incentive to order 10 foils or 50 foils at no discount, especially if I end up only selling like 5 of them?
I'll tell you what they're saying it is. The incentive is, you're not just going to sell 5 of them. You're going to sell all of them, man. These are hot. So here we go. Here's some of the books. You guys got Ultimate Invasion #1. The Bryan Hitch foil variant is changing its price from $8.99. It was supposed to change its price from $8.99 to $8, and retailers would get no discount. The Incredible Hulk facsimile edition foil reprint variant with a cover price of $3.99 will have no discount either. Retailers will have to order copies for $4 each, same as the price on the book, while Moon Knight City of the Dead foil variant will cost retailers $4.99, the price they are expected to sell it at. So no discount at all on those. Retailers will get a small discount, though, on Dark Droids foil variant, but only 16% as opposed to the usual 50 to 55%.
What?
Yeah. Big time comic book retailer Brian Hibbs posted on his Facebook saying, I don't think there's any possible words here other than whoa, fuck Marvel Comics. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if it's cool, but it's pretty amazing to see a big retailer, a big name in comics just come out and say, fuck Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, that's saying a lot. Having the wholesale price be the same as the suggested retail price is utterly disgusting, as it will cause significant consumer confusion, and I'm entirely sure it's going to catch many retailers who don't read every single detail of every single email super carefully by surprise, causing them to sell these stupid fucking foil covers at a loss. Let me repeat that, what Brian Hibbs said. These stupid fucking foil covers. Let's continue. Marvel's done a whole lot of shitty and craven and anti-industry things over the decades, but this ranks among the worst. I sincerely hope all my peers catch this in time. And then, despite there not being nothing about it in initial solicits, and refuse to support this kind of fucked up predatory pricing. Again, that's Brian Hibbs, San Francisco comic book retailer, industry titan. Really pissed about this and letting it be known. He's screaming in the aisles. We'll see what happens. Will people out there vote with their dollar and not buy these things, or are these things going to sell out?
That's so funny, dude. This is, I mean, you could also, since we are in the comic drama alert segment, you could actually look at it at this point. Maybe this is Marvel beginning to put the kibosh on resellers, on flippers.
Yeah. you're right. I mean, you see everything going on with distributors and all that type of stuff, and it's just the game is changing to where there's less and less incentives to be a comic book store, run a comic book store, be in this industry, and it's going to be very interesting what the industry titans say about this as we continue on in the next couple months. This foil stuff is really starting to hurt people. Not only this foil stuff, listen, a lot of people in this article are saying that it's not just the foil, right? It's not just the foil that is driving people crazy. It's also the variants themselves. That variants are killing the industry.
There's absolutely no reason, if you're going to have 3 covers for a book, okay, if you're going to have 3 covers for a book, there's absolutely no reason to do these stupid freaking event variants. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. This is the Ultimate Invasion foil. This is the Bryan Hitch one that we didn't see a picture of. But, oh man, this is very interesting. Very interesting. We'll see how it all plays out. A lot of people are pissed about this. A lot of people are pissed because for one reason are on one side of the aisle, and a lot of people are pissed on being on the other side of the aisle that, this is the new exciting thing, and this is bringing people into the hobby. They love the foil, they love the shiny, they love this, and here's the other crazy thing, right? It's not crazy. It's very interesting to me. The conversation about whether retail variants are helping the hobby or hurting the hobby right now. I'm not saying through the history of retail variants. I'm saying right now. I think that retail variants overall have helped the hobby. They've brought to the forefront some amazing artists that we never would have seen otherwise. They've brought to new businesses have been created that are helping put food on people's tables and pay bills for them that jobs they may have lost during the pandemic. So like retailer variants helped a lot in the beginning. They brought a lot of new collectors into the hobby, seeing these things and finding out these things, but it's becoming too gimmicky right now. It's becoming too much, and it's starting to destroy the industry. Like, maybe not destroy the industry, but it's putting a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But the only way that's going to change, you guys, is if more and more retailers talk about it in that type of way, whether it's good or bad. Like if you guys think it's good, you know what? This is why I love Jesse, right? Every time I think Jesse is going to take a certain stance on something, he totally flips the script on me and takes the other stance and makes me think some way different, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to hear those different ideas and those different opinions. What do you guys think about retailer exclusive variants right now? I'm not talking about variants in general. I'm talking about retailer exclusive variants, the one that any one of us can do. All we have to do is fill out a form and pay the money, get an artist or find a logo that you want to make foily, and you can basically, you don't need a business ID for the most part. You don't need any of that stuff. All you have to do is hook up with somebody, the 1,000 different whatnot retailers out there that do their own variants every week, right? They're definitely willing to go halves on a print run with you. I guarantee it. So, it's very interesting.
You're talking about exclusive variants, because at the beginning
retailer exclusive variants.
At the beginning, you just said retail variants.
Yeah, I'm not talking about variants. Gotcha. I'm talking about retailer exclusives.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
I'm not talking about variants in general. I'm talking about the retailer exclusive variant game, not the ratio variants, not the sub variants or the incentive variants. I'm talking about the ones that the reason that we have 10,000 different Ninja Funk book copies.
The
reason that we have 10,000 different Dynamite. Well, maybe the Dynamite covers are a little different. They're not necessarily retailer variants.
Well, I mean, that's why I was saying what I was saying, because I thought you just meant variants in general, which can go right into and what you're actually saying is that the exclusive variants. There's just too many variants, period. But we like the variants on Modern Comics because they, we don't have that much time to age them like Hulk 181 or something and wait for this character to be developed 10 years down. It gives us some possibility for our books to get a little bit of bump on the in value. And also it's kind of cool to have like a new character that wasn't on cover A, but he is on cover B. Like that's cool too. When it comes to exclusives though, yeah, I just think there's just way too much. And rather than just like, ending them all or whatever, because I wouldn't want to see anybody lose their business or job or anything like that, I think that they should come up with a program of some sort.
Real quick shout out to this community member. I'm not going to say his name, but I am going to read a message he sent me. He said, so here's the problem as I see it. Some retailers will tell Marvel to go to hell, and rightly so, purchasing none. Other retailers will bank heavy, betting on the demand to be high with low supply. This will create an artificially higher priced book on the current book aftermarket, possibly spiking the book for Stein's list for a short time. So if you want to try and play the game, I suppose there's an opportunity, but it's the shitty thing to do. What happened to let sell our stuff with the highest quality product from stem to stern? It feels like a massive gimmick to beat all gimmicks that land squarely on the back of LCSers, local comic book stores that are already struggling. At least it's only the foil cover, but it's not a ratio variant, and it's going to take a lot to convince a customer to pay more, maybe a lot more than the cover price the day it comes out, being a book that you can just order. And I'm probably not thinking of everything. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of quote-unquote drama coming from this as we move into the future, and when those books start coming out, when people start realizing what's going on here for sure.
Like, I don't want anybody to get the wrong message of what I just said. What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, exclusive variants, they're a real thing. We have to accept them. They're a part of modern comics, okay? Until something changes. But there's no oversight on anything that we do here at all, except unless you have a YouTube channel and it's YouTube. So that way, with the exclusive variants, the big three or the big two, Marvel, DC, and then all the indies, they had some kind of oversight program that doesn't hurt a retailer, and possibly even incentivize them to do a certain way. That way we could actually have oversight and see how many of those things are being printed and keep it low.
Yeah. Yep. The key to me is keeping it low and creating the rarity. I think that's super important. We'll see how that all plays out. What up? Nate's in the house. What's going on, bro?
Fellas?
How you doing?
I was just gonna text you, bro. I did, when you sent me that program, I didn't really have the opportunity to thank you. I think we were like in a conversation, and Bryan was talking, and I said, yeah, he sent me one. I didn't have a time, so thank you. And then I went back in the package because I was cleaning out my room, and I saw you put the badges in there and stuff too, the VIP badges from the Super Bowl. I thought that was so cool.
The crazy part is that when I actually went to the airport, they were like, do you have any confetti or programs in your bag? And I was like, yeah, I've got like 4 of them. No confetti, but I have programs. And they're like, you have to take them out because they are dangerous. I'm like, excuse me? And because apparently there's with the programs, I don't know exactly what it is, but they're like, it'll set off the metal detectors. So will the confetti. So it has to be taken out, has to be claimed, and you have to put it in and you have to check it. I was like,
so much for 9.8.
I was like,
so much for 9.8s, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sending these guys a 9.9, so
exactly. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's their fault.
Honestly, I was lucky I got the nice woman because I think people are getting badgered over the stuff. There were no signs, so people had no idea like this stuff was going to be a traveling hazard.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised. One of the retailers that we talked about in Drama Alert a week ago, I think was Hot Shot Comics, I think was the name. And I have more and more community members reaching out to me saying that they are owed many, many books that they have purchased through them over the years and have not gotten still. So that's still going on the fold. I imagine that we're going to be seeing more and more of this where there's retailers that, popped up during the pandemic and did well for a short period of time when everything was going crazy, and decided, we're going to ride this, and it's not doing it for them anymore, and they just can't fulfill orders, and we're going to see more and more of these places just close up shop and say,
Isn't that what Frankie's was? I mean,
Frankie's
to an extent, because when I think of Frankie's, I think of like the COVID and all the variants they're putting out, and the bad customer service, and not letting you know really kind of the details of how many variants they're putting out, and you kind of get what you sow.
Yeah, dude, it's very interesting right now, man. All right, let me see here. I gotta fix your hat. Your hat is on holographic mode right now, Nate.
Do you have a green screen thing on the StreamYard?
Yeah, let's see here.
Is it because it's a last place hat, or is it...
Yeah, it's because it is.
I saw
blue.
Jersey today. I saw when he said that, I was like, "Oh man, what did the Mets do this time?"
All right, let me try this. Let me go here. Let's go color key, I think. Okay, and let's turn that off. Hold on here, you guys. It's gonna look kind of crazy for a second. And let's go blue, and let's go. Oh. Maybe like that, and then a little bit like that. No. I don't know if that'll work. We'll see if that'll work. Let's try that.
Or is it time for Nate to change hats?
Oh, I was just gonna tell you how fucking ugly that hat is.
It's a painful hat. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
They're good though. Francisco Alvarez, dude, that guy's.
Dude, he's a stud.
Yeah, Bryan told me he's playing really well right now.
He is. Yeah, if you take over the past month, I mean, he's only been up for like 45 days. In the past month, his OPS is almost 1,000. He's got 7 home runs, and he's batting 280. I'm like, the Mets, both catchers last year, got 6 home runs total last year.
Who was that? Kevin Piwecki?
Oh, God, Kevin Piwecki.
Because they got rid of Denard. They traded him to Atlanta, right?
They let him go. That was one of the finer decisions that they made. And then he went to the Braves, so he went to the division, just tore him up. Piwecki went to the Red Sox. They had James McCann last year, who...
That's right. Okay.
Oh, Christ. And Nito, he finished second for the Gold Glove, so it's fine, if you got a defensive catcher back up, but you can't have 5 home runs in 162 games between both your catchers.
Unless it's Yachty or something like that.
Look. Nate looks like even more like a hologram right now.
No, even I can kind of see it. You look like Tron or something.
Let me fix this.
It's so weird to see DeGrom in a Texas uniform. When I break baseball cards,
when you hit big cards?
Yeah.
No,
Richie?
when I see him, it always freaks me out. I'm actually going back into my channel on some of the breaks that I hit, some real big ones that are hot boxes, and I'm re-editing them and putting a thumbnail and a re-release them, because there's a lot of them that I really took for granted. So.
The crazy part is if you go back and look at DeGrom, because I've always followed like the Mets prospects when they come up, or all prospects, who are the top 5, top 10. I still remember DeGrom never being on a top 10. Like, he literally was like number 27 out of the top 30. But Montero was always around 4 or 5. Like, I remember when, like, him, Familia, Harvey. They hadn't traded for Syndergaard yet. They hadn't traded for him yet. Yeah, Mats was on there. And so Montero was like always constantly like 2 or 3. And then when the Topps Finest in 2014 came out, there's a DeGrom and Montero, and everyone bought it for the Montero. And they're both auto. And so the Montero, just it's incredible how it works out, because like they went from having Harvey come out in 12, Wheeler come out in 13, DeGrom in 14, and then Syndergaard and Mats debut in 15. And then you got to think, that was just...
God, that rotation was ridiculously good. Matt's kind of started a little bit like shaky, but then he like got it. I think it was like that second year he did really well, and then all of a sudden like he just started getting hit. What happened to Harvey? I know he had Tommy John and things changed, but
he got
you
addicted
think
to
he was
painkillers.
juicing? I think he was juicing.
No,
Oh,
it was-
painkillers. That's right.
It was the thoracic outlet surgery. He was never the same after that, because you remember, if he came back from Tommy John, he came back in 2015, and that was the year they went to the World Series, and they were going to limit him on the innings, and that was when there was a big thing. Who's the big agent who's such an asshole that everyone fucking hates?
Scott Boras.
Yeah. So Boras came out at the end of October and said, "Hey, we've got to limit him on the innings," and it does make sense, but that's when the Mets were in first place going in. You could see like the momentum going into the playoffs, like he was going to be the number one. And all of a sudden now you're telling Mets fans or New York, like, hey, this guy's not going to be able to pitch in New York. Like, not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, and to Harvey's credit, he even said, I never said that. I'm going to pitch. We're going all the way. And Harvey never put an innings limit on him, and I don't think it was the Tommy John, but I will say it's tough. I can't imagine, but he went from not pitching to pitching, I think, like 210 innings the year he came back, and I was at game 5 in New York when he pitched and went 8 innings in, and Terry Collins was going to pull him out.
Yeah.
And he said, don't pull me out. And Collins put him back in. And everyone gives Collins complete shit. And Harvey was lights out against the Royals. I mean, like, he was incredible. There's no reason you wouldn't put him back in. And they scored a run, tied it to make it 2-2 because he gave up 1 run. And people give Collins shit. I've never understood that. I mean, like, Harvey's a competitor. He won the ball. Give your best pitcher. Let him go 9 innings. I mean, it's not Kevin Cash pulling Blake Snell after 4 2/3 in 2020. I mean, Jesus Christ. These guys aren't 4-year-olds. Let them pitch.
Amen, Tony in the chat. Nate is telling you there will never be another Jesse Orosco.
Oh, God. I don't know if that fucking glove in 86 has come down yet. So
great comment.
Jesus. Jesse Ono Orosco, I always worried every time he came in.
I'm trying to play with this to maybe find the right color for Nate's hat.
Is it because I'm colorblind? Is that what's fucking all this stuff?
No, I think it's the
so
background.
racist.
It's the
racist.
It's the color. It's the color I use for my blue screen. It's a pain in the ass.
It must be a non-champion's color. That's why the Mets don't show up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know those really shitty mystery boxes that Fairfield puts out in like Walgreens and Rite Aid? They're like baseball, and it's all junk wax. And then sometimes you get, like, if you get football, like you're supposed to get 2 packs, and sometimes they put 2 like Notre Dame and LSU pack. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? Well, I went to Rite Aid's the other day to pay a bill for my dad, and I wasn't feeling well, so I went over there, and they have Thrifty ice cream. My mom worked at Thrifty.
Oh, Thrifty's good. That's really good.
Yeah, so it's like real nostalgic for me and my dad and my family. So I went over there and grabbed that, and I see all these Fairfield boxes of basketball, which I've never seen. I've only seen football and baseball, and they were yellow, and I was like, and I have opened tons of these things, so I'm like, holy shit, how many is there a limit on those? And she's like, no, there's no limit. I'm like, how much is that? $5, plus tax, whatever. So I bought 10 of them. Of them, and I made I have 6 of them left. I opened 4. I made 1 video for Mystery Box Monday. They have Prism packs in there. They're sealed Prism basketball packs from.
Get out of here!
But they're not blaster packs. They're the retail box packs from the LaMelo's year. Or no, wait, what's 1920? That was LaMelo.
That's
20,
Zion, John Morant.
I'm about to say it's
okay,
Zion,
it's 2021.
Michael Porter.
Okay.
21 is LaMelo and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. So I couldn't believe it, and then I also pulled an Allen Iverson 2nd year card that was in phenomenal shape, a Ray Allen rookie card. I haven't checked yet, but it wasn't in good shape. And I pulled this Michael Jordan Stadium Club card. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's junk wax. It's 93, 94, but I saw a PSA 10 of this just sell for $10,000.
For what?
for
That
this
Jordan?
card right here. Yeah, it's a 93.94, maybe not 10,000, maybe it was like 8,000. I don't know. It was a ridiculous
still,
price. I couldn't believe it. It was a PSA 10 on eBay, and it's 93.94 top Stadium Club basketball.
I think
Shout out
Rob
to
just
Rob.
bought it for $4.99.
Hell yeah, appreciate you, brother.
Dude,
I
what?
love that.
Like,
That's such a nice picture.
Every time I think of like Jordan Stadium Club, I think of what Bryan was talking about, like trying to get the, the star where I think it's like 2006 in the finest at Stadium Club where they redid the star and the chrome.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that card.
You know, dude,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna start. So we've got another. You know, let's actually hold on. I got one more drama alert segment just to pass by everybody, to keep it on people's radar, because I think that there's something interesting starting there, and then we'll get into more talk about cards and comics here in a second. So this is very interesting. Is there many all caps comics fans in the house? I would love to know if there's any all caps comics fans in the chat. You guys know I am a big Ethan Van Sciver fan art-wise. I love Van Sciver comic art. His Green Lantern run with Jeff Johns is my favorite all-time comic book run story. The return of Hal Jordan. I love it. I love the art in it. I love the art in Sinestro War and Blackest Night and Rebirth, and Van Sciver just killed it. I loved Van Sciver's Cyberfrog back in the day, and Van Sciver really kind of blew up in a different way a few years ago when the video game Comics Gate thing happened. And it just created this weird communities against each other. There was people that were getting canceled in the comic book, businesses. Van Sciver being one of them. DC just let him go, and he went and started doing his own stuff, doing his own Kickstarter stuff, and making a lot of money doing it. That's for sure. Well, I've been seeing more and more posts coming from Van Sciver, like that stuff is heating up again, which is very interesting. There was somebody that I saw that was sending around massive posts or massive Instagram messages to all of Van Sciver's, followers and stuff, and saying this, quote, "I cannot get into specific, but there is a larger operation at play here with Ethan Van Sciver. You want to defend him, fine. Have any opinion you want, but we're done taking his shit. He's backstabbed almost a dozen YouTubers since 2018, and most woke haters gave him a pass because we all respect what your boy Zach has done and went through." That's also another Comicsgate thing. And even he doesn't want to deal with Ethan Van Sciver's drama anymore. There's a lot more going on than what it seems, and I'm not even leading the charge. This is organic. People are tired of his attitude and want to tell him how they feel. He needs to shut the fuck up about anything anime and manga and stop being a little bitch when we call him out. Notice not one of his YouTube buddies are defending him. And basically, from what it sounds like, he kind of called out the lolly stuff. For those of you guys that don't know, there is a term in manga and anime that it's called lolly, and it plays this. It walks a really fine line between art and sexualizing minors, which is not something that we want around here. Here's an instance of somebody sending a screenshot of one of the messages that this is a huge thing that people are getting these messages in their inboxes from, new accounts and stuff. So Van Sciver said, "Iconic Comics gay op, they're sending DMs like this to my fans. All they do is use fake accounts and bots to drum up hatred while pretending they're victims." So very interesting. We're going to see this start showing up again. We're going to have artists fighting again. I imagine. They're also. This says this. He retweeted this from Lombiart. They also review bomb. You only ever see something like this massive lead from 2-star to 1-star when it's a product that arrives broken, like a cheap radio on Amazon, or that people are biased and review bombing. So they're going after his Cyberfrog Kickstarters, which have just, changed the game for him. And it looks like we're going to have that heating up again. So be on the lookout, all you Ethan Van Sciver fans, for this. You don't want to get caught up in this. A lot of craziness happened last time. And I shouldn't say you don't want to get caught up in this. If you like Ethan Van Sciver, say you like Ethan Van Sciver. I love Ethan Van Sciver. I love his art. I don't agree with him on a lot of what he says, but I also agree with him on a decent amount. But he's got the right to say whatever the fuck he wants for the most part. And people are giving him shit, but his Instagrams have raised millions of dollars. So again, Ethan Van Sciver is back in the comic book drama. We'll see how that plays out. And Haven for Heroes says this is a marketing ploy. This only comes up every time he's got something in the works. He was communicating as a marketing advertising trick. It could be, but he's also heating up on that political sphere. I saw him on Tim Pool. We all saw his evil Ethan Van Sciver look on Tim Pool, which was hilarious. But yeah, so all right, let's continue get back into modern comic mayhem. We've got some FOC stuff to talk about. All right, now Nate's Mets hat, it looks like a star field cluster. It's great, dude. I gotta figure that shit out. I think I figured out the audio. Hopefully you guys like the audio. Let me know how the audio is sounding tonight. If the audio is sounding clearer, louder, crisper, not too loud.
I was watching on Wednesday. It sounded really good on Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Yes, says Brad Selden. Good. I know that there was some problems with the sound last couple of months where it was kind of low, I think. But interesting. All right. We were talking about cards, and there was something that I wanted to bring up. Oh, yeah. On the Discord, for the longest time, I've been telling Stein I want to do, a list of all the most beautiful, cards out there, like the 51 Bowman, 52 Bowman, 51 Bowman.
53 Pee Wee Reese?
Yeah, 53 Reese, yes. That's considered like the most beautiful card ever created at the time. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about here.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, I got it. Nate's got one right next to him.
Oh, it's down the hall. Come on.
All right, so this is the card, you guys.
It is a beautiful card.
It is, and I don't own one yet. I will own one.
They're expensive cards. I mean, like that. You can tell, like the iconic cards. Like it is an expensive card, and it's just kind of one of those that you wouldn't really think that's that much.
So would you do the list based on the most beautiful or most iconic?
That's beautiful. An iconic card and beautiful. They're
right. And iconic because these are the type of cards that we're talking about. This is the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese. Like this changed card images. It's like one of the first like real, if I'm not mistaken, like non-drawn action.
They were
images.
all portraits.
Yeah, they were all portraits, right? And this is like the first action.
And you remember, like, so 53 Bowman and 54 Bowman, they had color and black and white. So the fact that this was in color too, it just accentuated baseball at that time.
Yeah. Let me find. Stein sent me a list of these if I can find it. But yeah, this is one of the cards that changed everything for.
Look at that,
for cards.
Mid-9. Because I mean, that is. And I was just looking at it, I was like, man, that is a flawless card.
Yeah, I'd be looking for that poster to put on my wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad may have had it back in the 20s, They invented water back then, so it was a long time ago.
All right, I think Stein shared this with me. I just got to find the link.
Yeah,
for
Haven for Heroes, 71 Thurman Munson. That's
That's
great
the other
looking
card. Yep.
That black and that black border and that big trophy for a Topps All-Star rookie, and then he passed away, which made it even probably more incredible because I don't remember he had a 72 card. I think 72 was the last Thurman Munson card, but I could be wrong.
So Boston just came back 3 games, so it's tied 3-3 now.
Dude.
Oh my God, this would be the first time in NBA history they win the series. Yeah, down 3-0.
I'd much rather watch them play the Nuggets than the Heat. But I'm pulling for the Nuggets no matter what. If Milwaukee and Toronto and Denver can win, Charlotte can win.
Oh yeah. Hey, Denver just looks. Jokic
Denver's good,
is
man.
so much. That's what's happening when I watched all those Laker games. I'm like, man, he's so much for such a big guy. He moves so well and he's so quick that you have to double team him. And those guys
You're right.
that were open on the outside were hitting those
And Jamal
shots.
Murray.
Yeah,
Man, he's come so far. I forget that he got hurt after the bubble, but he is so good.
His cards
All right.
are undervalued in my opinion.
This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. All right, this is the list that Stein has kind of started, and you guys can see some of the cards. Yeah, this is the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese. Look at this one. This is the 2018 Top Stadium Club Mariano Rivera.
That's a beautiful card.
Sick.
Yeah. Here's the 2017 Topps Opening Day Hanley Ramirez image variation.
Oh yeah, the Baltimore. Yeah, with the warehouse in the back.
Yep. This is the 94 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr.
Cool.
This is the 2017 Topps 87 homage Ozzie Smith card where he's in the middle of a backflip.
That's cool.
He has a couple recent stadium clubs. He's doing a backflip.
Yeah. Here's the 2018 Stadium Club where it's the image variation of Bo breaking the bat in half.
Do you guys remember when he was breaking it on his head?
Over his head.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is there a card?
Yeah,
with that?
there's
I don't know,
probably.
but I remember the first time I ever saw someone break a bat, it was him when he broke it over his leg, and people couldn't believe it.
All right, look at this.
Wow.
This is the Sandy Koufax.
Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Here is the 71 Nolan Ryan.
That black border.
Yeah. These are the type of cards. Here is one of the most famous moments in
9/11.
history. Yeah, this is the Fleer Platinum, George Bush throwing out the pitch. I just watched this video the other day of him doing it. As a matter of fact,
Just a strike right down the middle.
Yeah, dude. I think I have it. Let me show you guys this.
Did you hear what Jeter told him?
No.
He was he was below Yankee Stadium and he was throwing balls, and Jeter looked at him and goes, "I'm just going to tell you, if you throw in the dirt, they'll boo you."
Not that day. Not that day, man. But this is one of the moments. Okay, so we're not going to get political here, you guys.
Yeah,
but
that was incredible.
Yeah, this was a moment where it made me realize that George Bush is kind of a cool cat. Like, he's going to go out there and he's going to throw a freaking strike if you ever seen one on this pitch.
Man.
You know what I mean?
It was the best pitch. And the thing is, you hear when you read the stories later, like they wanted to put so much body armor on him. He was like, nope. He's like, do your job.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'll do mine. You do your job. Protect me. And he walked out there and just threw a strike right down the middle. And that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. I got a video of it here. I'm going to bring up if I can find it.
I wonder what he was thinking after he threw that strike. Shit.
Thank God.
Oh, I bet you I'll find those mass destruction weapons.
I'll tell you a funny story about like throwing a pitch out at Yankee Stadium. So my boss, doesn't really matter where he worked for, but he got to throw the first pitch out at Yankee Stadium. We all got in. They come to him before he throws it out, and like a Yankees jersey before you go out and throw the pitch out. And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." So they fit him, put it on there, and that'll be $175. No shit. They charge him
Wow.
for the jersey. He goes out, throws the pitch, and he was the first pitch. He wasn't the highlight. Serena Williams came out after him and threw out like the first pitch for the game. So he was like the JV first pitch. And he came up later. I was like, man, that's a nice jersey. It ought to be. They charged me $200 for it. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
what? He goes, yeah. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I've never won anything like that, but that when I was 12 years old, it was right before I moved to California full time with my dad. I was just only coming here on the summers and holidays. When, from when I was 5 years old, my parents split up until she moved to Vegas, and I went with her during school. So I had this next door neighbor. His name was Nelson, and he was like an older guy, and he has a wife, and like his wife was our babysitter. And I got to the age where I didn't need a babysitter anymore, so he was really into sports, and he loved not the Padres, but their minor league team, the Las Vegas Stars, right? So he had season tickets there. So he brought me to a game because I played baseball, and I was just baseball everything. Of course, I brought my glove, right? And I'm like sitting there watching the game, hoping I get a fly ball, and then we get this tap on our shoulder, and it's this really older couple, really sweet couple, and they're like, you play baseball? I see your glove. And they're like, yeah. Do you want to go out there and play baseball for the Stars, like on the field and stuff? And I was so confused. I was like, yeah, one day. And then Nelson turns around and goes, how can I help you, ma'am? And she's like, well, here, I got the stamp of my program. So you're going to be out there during the seventh inning stretch. And I'm like, what? So here comes, as she's saying that, here comes the marketing people for the Las Vegas Stars. I guess they must have announced it, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even pay attention. And the husband's like this, and then they come over and she goes, we're gonna give it to, what's your name? Richard's gonna catch the fly ball. And they're like, oh, congratulations, are you sure? Yeah. So I went in the back. This is like the third or fourth inning. I went in the back and I went in the dugout, and this is who was on the team at that time. Sandy Alomar Jr. had not
he hadn't been traded yet.
He had just got to AAA Vegas. Bip Roberts was on that team.
Bip was a good player.
And then there was a star player, Tony Gwynn, that was hurt, that was doing a minor league rehab, but he didn't play that day. He wasn't, or he got called up. I don't know, but I was really hoping. So I'm sitting in the dugout. These guys are signing balls for me. It was incredible. These guys are huge. So it put my goals in perspective. I no longer wanted to be a pro baseball player after that, when I saw how big these guys were. So anyways, finally I'm sitting there 2 innings. They give me food. I'm stuffing my face and this and that. At the same time, I'm nervous. I feel like I'm going to throw up all these hot dogs and peanuts at this day. So the 7-inning stretch, they go, take me out to the ball game. And then they go, now it's time for our fly ball challenge. Today we have from Las Vegas, Nevada, Richard Taylor. So I go out there and the place is packed. I couldn't.
You may know him as Dollar Bill.
They're all clapping for me, and I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking they're gonna hit the fly ball with the bat, and I'm gonna catch it. So I go out where the shortstop is. Like, no, go out in the grass. We're using a pitching machine. I'm like, oh shit. So they take this pitching machine that throws whatever, 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever they want, and they tilt it up like this, and they don't throw it straight up. It's like a fly ball. So you have to kind of run it down a little bit, but they shot it right at me. So I ran it back, and I just, I caught it pretty easy. Everybody was cheering. Man, that was one of the most exciting things I have in my life. They gave me tickets. They gave me all this memorabilia. It was really
a great story.
Yeah, it was really cool.
No one will ever have a story like that. That is fantastic. And the thing is, I appreciate him actually kind of pointing at you, because the higher up it gets, the wind, it's really hard. People don't realize like how hard it is once the wind gets to catch a fly ball. Sometimes like it pushes things really quickly. So
yeah,
dude, that's awesome.
I thought it was gonna be a pop up. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had never been to a Las Vegas Stars game or anything. This is my first time ever being in this atmosphere. And when that ball flew out and I noticed, I immediately thought in my head, because I was so nervous, I thought in my head, holy shit, this is gonna go over my head.
Now I know
so
why you were always
off running
big cards.
Yeah. Pitch out. Well, I'm gonna hear an echo.
Hold on.
Check.
There we go.
The first pitch right after the Boston bombing, and it was the first game after the Boston bombing, and they had a first pitch for that one, and then they had one that I think it was like a 1-year anniversary, and the guy that was the closest to the bomb, they made a movie about him with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I think his name was Matt Baumbach, and he got his legs blown off, and yeah, it's a really gut-wrenching but inspirational movie. Like it filled me up with life. There's nothing I can't do, so, but anyways, yeah, he throws out the first pitch, and yeah, you guys should see that movie. It's really good. It's pretty emotional.
I just remember when that happened because I actually was working for CBS in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, nice.
And so the head guy, a friend of mine in HR, he was actually running in the marathon that day, and he told me about like what happened. And then one of the guys on my team, he was telling me about, because he's Armenian, and he was like, yeah, he's like, they got the guy in my neighborhood. That's where they called him. And so it was just, it's just weird. But
that's kind of creepy. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Look at this card. This is the 2012 Allen and Ginter baseball highlight Willie Mays card, where it's the over.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, these are just beautiful cards. The picture and the design of the card are what's important. Here's
you can
the
go past
number
number fucking 10.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
they should
I
never
saw this
past
shit
the fucking
live,
Mets.
bro.
Should never gotten past the Mets. They played 13 games. The Mets won 12 of 13. And how the fuck they won the NLCS?
That roster was fucking terrible.
Mickey fucking Hatcher. I mean, all these guys. It kills me. Alfredo Griffin.
They had pitching,
come on,
though.
man.
They had
Seriously,
pitching.
what
Pitching.
double-A team has these guys?
Pitching and defense wins championships.
Christ almighty.
56 tops Jackie Robinson.
Beautiful.
Look at this Jordan. This is the 92 Stadium Club. It's card number 1. The classic over the dunk over Ewing.
I bet you
Here's
he
the
wishes that was
famous-
Scottie Pippen. Did you hear what Scottie said about him?
I just bought
Yeah.
that card.
I need to buy one of these. This is the 2008 tops LeBron James. There's also a tops
I just
Chrome
got the
version.
Chrome, a 9.
Yeah.
What's that worth, Rob?
It's not expensive card.
Yeah. It's beautiful, dude.
I mean, it's not expensive card at all.
Look at the 98 Ultra Kobe. I think this is the gold medallion version, but what a great iconic Kobe dunk pose. Here is the 2000 Ultra Vince Carter. Beautiful. Look at the neat 84
Dude, I almost
star.
bought this card. PSA
Is that the dunk
9,
contest?
literally last
Yeah.
week.
I saw that live too when I was a kid. I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, 84 dunk contest. Neek.
And it's a star. Like, you don't
Rodman's
see
got a ton of crazy cool cards, and this is a crazy one. 2021 Panini Photogenic number 51 card number 51 Dennis Rodman. This is the cracked ice version, but what a great looking photo.
It looks like his hair should be that color.
Yeah, like the most unphotogenic person, photogenic. And his son actually just transferred to USC to play with Bronny.
Oh wow,
next year.
that's cool.
Yeah.
This is a 2008
Oh, that is
Julius
awesome.
Irving. Yeah. 93
Yes.
Stadium Club John
Colin
Starks.
Jordan.
Yeah, over
There you go.
Horace Grant and Jordan. Yep. And then this is the 892
Muggsy.
Topps Muggsy Bogues. How about this one? 61 Fleer Wilt Chamberlain in action.
You
And
weren't
then
even
this
allowed
one
to
is
dunk then.
84 star Celtics
That's
champs.
beautiful.
A Magic Bird card. Yeah,
That's
dude.
the card I got to have.
Yeah. Sean Kemp,
Sean
92
Kemp, I
Ultra.
Remember that?
Yep. Dunk contest. And this is the Odell Beckham one-handed grab card.
Monday night.
81 Topps Walter Payton, just in the perfect Walter Payton pose. Of course, the Bo Jackson score supplemental. This is the football version. Of course, the baseball is lanyard, I think they call it. I love this one. 2009 Topps Chrome Ed
that's a
Reed with
great
Ray Lewis.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2017 Panini Black Friday JJ Watt. 2021 Panini All Out Patrick Mahomes.
That's
This is a score all hands Nick
great
Chubb.
cards.
Yeah. Look, I love this Emmett, the 91 Stadium Club Emmett. That is such a classic card. And
Look
this
at
is,
those. I love those shoulder pads.
yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite cards. I own this. This is the 66 Philadelphia Gale Sayers rookie in the famous Heisman pose. And I want one of these so bad. 58 Topps Jim Brown rookie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that was his rookie card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Pretty card.
95 Pinnacle Jerry Rice. I loved when they brought back those Dallas Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, but those jerseys were so badass when they brought them back. Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't wear those all the time.
I know. Look at this, though. The 2019 Panini Kaboom Ray Lewis.
Nice.
Probably the best Kaboom card ever.
That's a good one.
Is that all black or is that purple and black or?
He's doing the squirrel dance.
It's all different colors.
Oh,
isn't that what he calls it?
Like his uniform? Is it all black or is
all
it
black? All black.
Yeah,
all black. Yeah. So, but those are the type of things that we're talking about like iconic looking cards. So we're gonna start filling up the Discord with cards like that. So if there's anything, cards that you see out there that are like that,
so I'll throw one out for you. The 1989 Upper Deck Nolan Ryan.
Yes.
Because that was the first time that was like a 3D kind of picture, not Sport Flicks. I mean, I remember when we all saw, we had to pay a couple $2 a pack, which was really, was a lot back then. But that card, that was and then they made the Jim Abbott in the extended set, which was a hot card at that time.
Yeah.
Plus the Batista bat flip. And on top of that,
Bryan sent me
Juan
the chrome of
Soto.
that. Bryan sent me the chrome of that card.
Oh, no way.
Oh, I've got it by my computer at work. It's
Which one?
The 2015, or actually it was 2015, but it's 2016 Topps.
Oh, the Batista.
Chrome Batista
bat flip. That's That's one other one. Yeah.
It is
amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. All right, let's get back into FOC real quick here. We had a little Sagoo into the drama alert section instead of the FOC, but I want to go back to our boy Lefteros. I love his little FOC segment. All right, here we go.
Awesome sauce. You're right. Put the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders on the card.
Yeah. There's some cards like that, man. There definitely is.
There are some comics like that.
FOC this week for the week of May 28th. This is our boy Lefteros at Lefteros on IG. Also cover price data. Shout out to our fans, family, and friends over at Cover Price. We consider Matty DeVoe family. One of the good guys in the comics community. King Spawn number 23. This is cover C by Tomaselli. It's a cover depiction of King Spawn. Pretty cool stained glass cover. Love those stained glass covers and cards. That's a Virgin variant. Next we have Avengers Beyond number 4. We got an introduction of the bootleg Avengers. This is a Greg Land cover. So that's interesting. Kind of like a West Coast Avengers team thing. Great Lakes Avengers team thing, maybe. Who knows? Carnage Reigns Omega. This is the Torrin Clark variant. You got a debut of a new Iron Man armor that features a shield and spear. That's interesting. Of course, the Hulk facsimile. Yuck. Daredevil and Echo number 2. You have this cover by Phil Noto, which is the main cover, but the solicitation suggests that this may feature the introduction of an ancient unspeakable evil. Next, we have Dr. Aphra, number 33. He'll possibly feature the first appearance of Star Weird. I don't know who that is, but that's interesting. We'll have to take a look at our boy
they've
Drunk
honestly
Wookie.
watered down the first experience, or there's so many, they have too many random people in Star Wars books now. Like I feel like they've watered it down too much.
This is Heatseeker Gun Honey. You got a new
Rather
series.
have that book.
Yeah, set in the Gun Honey universe is the Art Germ variant. Next, you have Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 6 of 8, issue 7 of 8, and 8 of 8. So there you go. So make sure you guys go check out our boy Lefteros and go check out Cover Price COVR Price. One of our favorite tools here in the comic hobby. Also, make sure to go check out our boy Billy over at Economic and Comics. He does a great FOC pre-order bundle thing. So if there's a bunch of pre-order or a bunch of FOC picks that you see out there that you like, you can go check out Billy's bundling thing. Let's see what else we got in here. We'll take just a quick look and see if anything's really pop out to us. Some alien covers. What's up? Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I've had enough vodka to call in. I'm typing in the chat. And
hold on, Chad. Hold on, Chad. I'm gonna make sure to see if he can hear you. Keep talking.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Chad, there he is.
Oh, there we go. All right.
So, I've asked in the chat, but you guys are obviously ignoring everything I type. Thanks for that. The card, the Gale Sayers card, had Philadelphia on it, bro, but he's wearing a Bears jersey. I can't figure it out.
So the card manufacturer is called Philadelphia.
It's like a coin mint.
Yeah. So instead of Topps, it's Philadelphia.
Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry I called in.
Shout out to our boy Chad. All right, let's continue here. Let's see here. Bad Girl. Tenement, Blaze, Captain America. You got a Carnage, Reigns Omega, a Sakara variant. Let's see anything real crazy. That's a pretty interesting David Mack Echo cover for Daredevil and Echo. This Dead Romans book sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna check it out once it gets.
They look great.
Yeah. Some Deadpool books. Deja Torres. Pandora, End After End. Franklin and Ghost. Love these Franklin and Ghost books. Guardians of the Galaxy #2 Chichetto second printing variant. Ooh, look at this.
Yeah,
look at that.
It looks great. I just don't know how many places are actually going to second print. So I think that if you want one, now it's time to get one.
Yeah. All right, continuing on. You got that Gun Honey Heatseeker book. Got a bunch of those, but get the Art Germ one. I hate Fairyland. More Scotty Young stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here, you got any good covers for that? You got a Momoko. You got a Momoko Explicit. You got a Jim Mahfood. Didn't see the Scotty Young, if there's any special Scotty Young ones. Ooh, look at these. Mighty Barbarians #3. That's a crazy looking cover. Look at these King Spawn books with the stained glass. Look great.
It does. The stained glass actually makes hands down the cover.
The Mighty Barbarians. That's a homage cover.
Justice League.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
Monomyth. That's an interesting skull cover.
I like the Murder by Mel. That's cool.
Okay, let's see here. There's another Ninja Funk. You got a ton of them. How about your Ninja Funk homage to the 25th anniversary? There you guys go. The first person to add a Ninja Funk book to the Discord gets banned. No, I'm just joking.
Is Ninja Funk like a whatnot thing? Because like
it is. It is a whatnot
why
thing.
They have so many covers and the story's so bad.
But here's what's interesting. They're not called Whatnot Publishing anymore, Nate. They're called Massive Comics.
Massive shit.
Pop Scars. That's an interesting Pop Scars cover. Power Rangers Unlimited foil. I like that for foil. Foil. Rick and Morty. Rogue Sun. She-Hulk. Silk. More Silver Surfer Ghostlight. Is anybody reading Silver Surfer Ghostlight? I would like to know how that has held up.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
I read the first issue.
How
was it?
It was good.
First issue was good. I did read the first couple, I think. Here's your Dr. Aphra
Nice.
Marquez variant of Aya Sakura. And then some great Darth Vader covers. Let's see here. Storm. Let's see here. All right, final page. Make sure you guys go check out Economics and Comics pre-order,
Sick.
FOC pre-order. Sick. Shout out to our boy Billy. One of the best in the game. That is your FOC pre-order bundle. Look at the rest of the FOCs. That's economicsandcomics.com. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the live chat for everybody. And then you guys can see it. That is FOC this week. You guys see anything, Richie, that you're keeping an eye on?
Nah, not this week. I haven't even looked. I'm not even really into buying FOC stuff right now. I just don't have the money. But I do like to look like and make videos and stuff. It's just really hard budget-wise for me to make a video and really discover something and then really like it and then not order like 5 or 10 copies. Next thing you know, that leads me to another issue. Like, it's just I got to be strict right now.
So one of the most famous custom G.I. Joe custom figure maker is a guy that's been around for a while, goes by Black Major.
Yeah.
And he put out these new designs for some Snake Eyes version 2 Snake Eyes repaints that I think you guys are going to like. Check these out. So you got the Snake Eyes version 2 with the visor, and you got a What If cap. This is what was this cap's name again? The fake cap.
I was thinking about the one from Winter
Hydra
Soldier.
Cap.
Winter Soldier, yeah.
Oh, Winter
Yeah.
Soldier.
No, what was that?
It's
the bad guy cap. The guy that goes bad
the
in
first season of Marvel with Sam Wilson and
Hydra Cap.
No, not Hydra Cap. Who is
US agent?
US Avenger. US Avenger. No, the guy that that Douglas's son plays, or that what's his Kurt Russell's son
you're talking
plays.
about Walker.
Yeah, Walker.
Yeah, U.S. agent.
Yeah,
U.S. agent.
So he's got that one. That's pretty dope right there. All right, U.S. agent. Then you've got a Deathstroke version. Look at that. All right, hold on. Goddamn freaking. You guys can't see this. Let me turn off the. Let's turn off.
Are these like sketches or previews of what the action figure is going to look like, or is these going to go on a comic?
No, he's gonna. So if he gets enough interest in these, he'll make these. He's got a 3D printer, and these are mock-ups for new figures.
If you watch the old G.I. Joe, Sparks was in the second series, and they never made Sparks, and he made Sparks. He was almost like a Breaker and Dial Tone, like kind of in between.
Yeah, it's badass. All right, let me see if I can fix this a little bit here. Okay, get a little bit of blue there. Man, it's hard because he's got the same blue color. Friggin'. Anyways.
If it helps, I'm colorblind. Can't tell.
Well, it looks like Deathstroke.
It does.
Next.
I mean, it looks just like
this one is Cyclops right here. You got a Snake Eyes that looks like Cyclops.
Pass for me on that color, but still cool.
And then look at this. This is a Snake Eyes based on Cosmic
Singularity, from A-Force. That's what
Captain Universe. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Captain Universe or Cosmic Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah, that's badass. I want one of those. Those, especially if it glows in the dark, I'm in for this one. And then this is a
it's like a shipwreck version.
Yeah, shipwreck version of Snake Eyes body. And then here's some of the figures that he has made. He did his own version of the Black Majors, the Black Bombers, I think they were called, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did. Look at that. That's cool. He did a Snake Eyes version. And there's more. And then he did a bunch of the Mail Away Steel Brigade color morphs, where he did different colors. Here you guys can see different colors. So this is Black Major. He does, as you can see here, there's a Punisher version. This Ghost Rider one is awesome right here. Just beautiful. We'll go ahead and show you some more. But really, really cool. Custom G.I. Joe figure maker that just, he's been around for a long time. His battle androids that he does like, here's a Batman battle android.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, hold on. Here's the Ghost Rider. Look at the Ghost Rider, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. Glow-in-the-dark heads. And look, these are glow-in-the-dark Vipers. I mean, you guys can't see them on the YouTube. This is amazing. Look at that, man.
To me, he's like the Stan Solo of G.I. Joe.
These are glow-in-the-dark Storm Shadows and Snake Eyes. Here's your pink or your teal Ninja Vipers. This is my favorite sculpt neck behind Snake Eyes, the version 1 Viper.
So does he order these like parts like wholesale from like China or Amazon or something? I mean, how do
he
you
makes them, 3D prints them?
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then he'll order the hardware and he'll put them together. Yeah. So he 3D prints all of these. He's also a big comic guy. He collects a ton of comics. So one of these days I want to try and get him on the show. But yeah, man, I mean, you could just see the amazing stuff. I love these freaking Vipers. Look how good they are.
So he probably has to, if he's 3D printing them with all the hinges and the hardware, he probably has to do one limb part at a time, huh?
Yeah, and he'll just make a ton of them. Yeah.
Oh,
dude.
Wow.
Here's the fuchsia. Look at the fuchsia Vipers. These are the skull versions. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? These are beautiful. He does Cobra Morocco eels.
Yeah, that's it's like the Argentina. Is it Argentina, Bryan?
Yeah, yeah. Look at these. Just so many different ones, man. I want to show you his bats. There's all these Vipers. I love the Vipers. He did Power Ranger versions. These are all the mock-ups for the Vipers, the Alley Vipers. He did a black suit Spider-Man based on...
that's actually really cool.
Yeah. Based on version 1 Snake Eyes. These are version 1 Storm Shadows. Here's his bats. Dude, look at these. The gold ones. Those are amazing. He also... Look at this, dude. He did an Alley Viper colorway for Storm Shadow. Nate, I'm so bummed out that you're colorblind that you don't get to see the Alley Viper colorway.
You're colorblind? I didn't know that.
Look at this, the glow in the dark. Oh man, so cool. Oh, anyways, I thought Nate would like that. All right, next. We got some more, you guys. We've got more. By the way, you guys, we are officially doing our art spotlight right now. I was gonna do this in Drama Alert, but I love our boy John Jang too much to even make anybody think that I was throwing shade at him. John Jang's got his own Do You Poo homage. John Jang put this out. I've been homaged or pooed or whatever you call it. What I do know is it's a true honor. What an amazing job by Bravolius 14, Art of Marat, and Bloodhaven Knight Comics, and whatnot Comics. I think we all secretly hope to be worthy of being pooed on. So thank you, fam. Get yours now at Bloodhaven Comics. So shout out to Marat Michaels and John Jang. Of course, the homage to John Jang's famous Marvel Voices Spider-Punk cover that went super crazy. And there's a pooed version of it. I thought that was pretty interesting. All right. We've got more. Don't worry. We've got more. This is a quick example of why we love...
Red Wings.
No, not Red Wings. Refractors. Oh. These are the 2021 O-Pee-Chee Platinum. Look how beautiful the different parallels look in the O-Pee-Chee Platinum. I love that Galaxy one. This is the matte pink, but this is going through the rainbow in cards. They call this collecting the rainbow. Look at the orange checker version. Oh my god, dude.
Tough pull.
Yeah. There's the rainbow. Can you imagine having like a cool Toronto Maple Leaf on an orange checker version, or an Edmonton Oiler on an orange checker version? There's a
Red Wing.
Yeah, or a Red Wing.
There we go, Red Surge.
Yeah.
I opened 3 hobby boxes of last year. 2021, yeah. 3 hobby boxes and like 10 blasters, and they were just tough pulls, but I did pull a really nice auto numbered to 65, and it had that cosmic in the back. It's unbelievable, but the player is like, he's in the minors. So.
Well, I think
You're also the guy who pulled the Cole Caulfield clear.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I sold it like an idiot.
Simone Bianchi, look at this. Simone Bianchi doing a Thing cover. This is Fantastic Four number 9, painted cover by Bianchi. And man, that is beautiful.
Why does he hate that ruler so much? He's beating the shit out of the ruler.
It's good to see color on Bianchi. It's good to see color on Bianchi covers, because you remember for the longest time he would always do just black and white.
I don't know if you guys are reading Fantastic Four. I really like the last run. The past 2 episodes or issues, but I'm not a big Fantastic Four guy, but I do like the story so far for the past little bit.
Love Steve Mannon. We'll get into more of him in the market report. How about this one? Look at this. This is our boy Jamie Coker.
Creepy.
We've talked about him for a while. This is his Freddy Krueger sketch. He does such a good job of these sketches. Look at this Krang art. This is by Clog 2.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this guy's amazing, this Clog 2. Let me show you guys some of his art. But this is his Krang piece. Beautiful. The tattoos and shit, the pink kicks. He's got, what is he holding? He's holding a switchblade. That's funny. And a switchblade and butterfly knives. It's amazing. All right, so let me show you guys.
Real quick, Brian.
Yeah.
Quick. I want to stay and do the market report, but I got to go back to work. I have to get all that stuff uploaded in by Monday morning.
No worries, brother.
Even though it's Memorial Day, I still have a deadline, so I have to go.
All right, brother.
But see you guys. I'll catch the rewind, and Brian, I'll hit you up in a couple days.
All right,
Later, Nate.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys go check out Richie's latest video on the Robert Downey Jr. rumors. But look at this, man. Clog 2. Look at that. Holy shit. This guy needs to be doing covers. Why isn't he doing covers on the regular? There's that Krang piece showing him doing it. Great, great stuff. Let's continue on. Get a print from him at least. There's a Shredder.
Yeah. You know, when you see like Shredder, it reminds me of Soundwave at times if you make him bad enough.
Yeah. Rocksteady. Oh, that looks great,
that's
man.
awesome.
Man, Bebop. Yeah, these should have been covers.
Yeah. Oh my
Toka.
god.
Yeah. There's all the turtles. Wow.
Such a great. Oh man.
Yeah, this guy's good. This guy is really good. Hive and Bird City, jump on it. Get on it ASAP. Very, very cool. Love the mushroom stuff. All right, let's go back here. We got more. This was interesting. Saw this. Rumor has it that Falcor needed a break from Hollywood and has been living in a storage unit filled with vintage clothing in a small town in Highbridge, New Jersey. Well, this weekend that changes. I guess in Highbridge, New Jersey, the Rascals and are going to be going to where Falcor is and letting people take pictures with him and stuff. So it's pretty interesting. This is Rascals Salvage Vintage on IG. But I didn't know that Falcor was hidden away like that. That's kind of sad.
Is that the Ever-Living or the...
yeah, Never Ending Story.
God, I hated that fucking movie. I'm like probably the only one. I'm the only reason I even like the movie is the version of Newfound Glory. Where they actually yeah. Besides that, I was like, man, that's, if they hadn't put that cover out, I was like, it's the worst fucking movie.
All right, let's continue on. Garbage Pail Kids. I didn't know this. There's an atom bomb anti-social security card hiding on the back of Garbage Pail Kids Series 7, card number 54B. Look
Get
at
out
this.
of here.
Yeah, it's a social security card of atom bomb.
Hey, so right now we're on 5 of Chrome.
Yeah. Soon. Yep.
Yeah.
Soon. And we'll keep an eye on that. Look at these Garbage Pail Kid mashups with Mad Balls that are like muscle men, right?
Yeah.
And it's the Mad Balls in his mouth.
Did you read the comic?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. I used to play the game too. Look at the phone game. Look at this artist. This is Nicholas Rossius, I guess. Really, really good artist right here. Some creepy stuff. Necromutants. This is Vomit Slug. Microvisions. Pretty creepy art there. All right. This is our boy, Alex Garcia, the amazing artist that did the Beyond Wednesdays logo. The skull logo, which is amazing. And this is a great rocket.
I was wondering
piece.
who did that for you.
Yeah. This is Alex Garcia _illustrated. He's amazing. I got to get him to work on a couple more things for me. He's down. I just haven't had a chance to hit him up yet. Great turtle stuff. This is by TMNT Wiz. Great McFarlane homage there. How about this? Billy Fowler. Really, really cool aliens sketch. This is amazing right here. Mike Butkus. Amazing artist. Mad Monster Bash. Let me show you guys some of this guy's art. This guy's going to blow you away. You guys probably have, a lot of people have probably already heard of him. He looks too good to not be doing some amazing work somewhere. I mean, look at this. Some old work. Beautiful, just pencil work from him. One of the best artists out there, in my opinion. Look at that. Holy cow, painting. Black Panther.
Dude, that Black Panther was... Jesus.
Dude, this guy's amazing. Look at that Toy Story piece.
I mean, I gotta tell you, Brian, I can't figure out, like, when you see guys like this and you watch Spider-Man, like, amazing, with JRJR and some of the other guys, like, how some of these titles are so big and they let guys who can't draw carry the flagship.
Yeah.
I've never understood. I mean, besides nepotism, I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, this guy's amazing. He needs to be doing art on
any comic in big comics.
All right, let's continue on. I think we got a couple more here. This is the Bird City piece that's amazing. But look at this. This is Kari Andrews. This is his variant for Amazing Spider-Man 28. It's got that old look to it.
Looks just like the old run.
Eric Larson, McFarlane-esque.
I love Larson's run.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Larson's Spider-Man run, too. And then those are the rest of the stuff I showed last week. So that is the IG/Art Spotlight for Modern Comic Mayhem. Let's get into the real quick, which is real quick anything. Let's run through the market report because I didn't get to do a market report last week or on Wednesday.
I saw that. I was like, oh, it's Saturday. Perfect. I was like, can't wait.
Yeah. Which was a bummer. But we got it right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the market report for May 27th, 2023. Starting off with some interesting books. Let me fix this here.
So I gotta tell you, my first thing goes to the middle. The Chamber Chills.
Yeah.
3,600. I feel like I would buy that, send it to Joe to try and flatten out and get it graded. Even if you're missing that top corner, $3,600 for that book.
Yeah.
Seems like a hell
Weren't
of
you
a
looking
deal.
for one of those recent, not too long ago? I feel like you were looking for
It
those.
was
one of those.
it wasn't Chamber Chill, it was oh man. It's one of the other horror books. But I just don't know enough about it. Like, I'd have to show you the cover to tell you which one it is. But it definitely was not that, because I know that one back and forth, because man, that book is just incredible.
Yeah.
Especially that black cover.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, let me fix one thing real quick here, guys, and we'll rock through this. Okay.
Bryan, your chat seems to be riled up a little bit. I think Solo Wookie may be off his rocker a little bit tonight. He's talking a lot of Red Wings.
Oh boy, yeah.
Nonsense.
He's a Colorado fan.
Yeah, I mean, people make mistakes. Some make more than others, but I mean, I saw the mistake. Patrick Waugh had it, and he got his ass kicked. Mike Vernon.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Oilers either. I mean, the Red Wings either. I'm a fan of the Oilers.
Yeah, you guys are all just nonsense.
All right, let's get into it. The Knights of the Dinner Table, number 17, or number 1, sorry, number 17. Number 1, super tough book, 1994, classic comic that still going right now, $311 raw on 22 bids. Get that, of course, Chamber of Chills, number 19, went for $3,600 on 13 bids, and it is a very fine. It doesn't look very fine to me, that's for sure. But check this out. What do you think about this, brother? How about three of the famous Mark Spector, Moon Knight, Stephen Platt covers? You got issue 55, the most famous, right? 56 and 57. And they're all 9/8s, man. And all three of them, all 9/8 for $455.
I think you can go around and you can find these books, at least now. And the way the market's come down, you can find the books raw for much cheaper and send them off and just see what happens. But I think $500 for all three of them, I wouldn't pay it.
Yeah. Well, those are tough to get graded and high grade, that's for sure. I've tried multiple times on those books and still haven't hit a 9/8. But
which one's your favorite? 55, 56, 57? Mine's 55.
I like 55, but I also like the all black cover that isn't there.
Yeah, where he's
on the ground.
Yeah,
it's white and black.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
black and white.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have some old school books. There was some crazy vintage stuff that sold that we'll get into here in a little bit later, but we got a couple of good ones here. Betty and Me, number 16, the very famous beat 'em off sexual innuendo cover, went for $308 raw. It's from 1968, you guys, that book, that famous had to beat 'em off with a stick, but beat off is like in super red letters, and just doesn't look. You could tell that the creators were just snarking, laughing behind the scenes. It's gonna be so funny. Oh my god. So, a G.I. Joe number 1 newsstand with white pages and a 9/8 sold for $15.50 on 50 bids. So, pretty cool. And then Youre, the Brazilian Captain America stuff from 1946. This is Youre Mensal. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I wish Josh was here. For $294 and 13 bids. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was wondering what that was. Okay. Yeah.
Next, we've got Wishes and Rainbows, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston book that Stein has talked about before. Sorry, you guys, it's a blue cover, and I'll figure out my blue screen stuff here next week. But that went for $450 for a 9/6. That is a tough book to find. Freebie given out by the Bank of Boston way back in the day. Then you have the Pep Comics number 27, the classic Bill of Rights cover, sold for $3,200 on 19 bids. Says guaranteed satisfaction or refunded. And then this kind of blew me away. The Wolverine #1 J. Scott Campbell Lamole variant, not even the regular one. This is the Lamole one, sold for $415 raw. Yeah.
You know, as much as the market went up and things come down, that one hasn't come down. Like, it's just,
yeah.
Wow, man.
Next, we have got, check this out. There was a couple of books that sold from the collection of Doug Munch. Is it Monk or Munch? I think it's Monk. Batman 171, a CGC 6.5 signature series signed by Joe Giella, and it says from the collection of Doug Monk. $1,393 on 71 bids.
71 bids. Damn.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And the Action Comics 17, 6 Superman cover, crazy cover, a 3.0, good, very good 3.0 raw from 1939, sold for just over $3,000 on 32 bids.
Cool book.
Yeah.
That.
And then 2000 AD issue number 2, the first Judge Dredd, a CGC 7.0, sold for $13.25. Love how that looks in that new magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$50 shipping? Christ almighty.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got probably my favorite Joker cover ever. Batman #11. The yeah, dude, a 7.5 of that went for just under $15,000. What a great cover. Iconic Batman cover with the playing cards and the Joker.
It's got to be probably the best grade of that book.
Yeah. I've never seen anything better on that.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah. Usually that book is torn into shreds.
How
about this one?
Wow.
Marvel Comics presents 92, the famous Sam Keith cover, Wolverine cover, but a triple newsstand cover. A triple cover newsstand.
So they'd be grading the last cover, right?
Yeah, and it's 9.8, triple cover, 9.8, famous Wolverine Sam Keith cover, $510.
$500?
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I gotta tell you, $500. I think you and I could do a lot worse for $500.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what this book is. Spider-Man Deadpool #11, but it's a Penn and Teller variant. Have you ever seen that?
Never.
Yeah, and it's signed by Stan Lee and Rob Liefeld, but it's a Penn and Teller variant. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That sold for $800. So you got Liefeld and Stan Lee's. You get Penn and Teller signature now. Moving on. Man, some books are way down.
Shit.
Yeah, Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man #1. You got a lot of variants of that we're seeing being sold. A lot of former high value rare variants are showing up on the market right now, and a couple of these Miles Morales variants have sold $5,100 on 29 bids for this. And then the Darth Vader 3 La Roca first Dr. Aphra 9.8 sold for $1,300. That was like double that or more. Wasn't that like a $3,000 book?
Yeah, until they actually put her in something, it's going to be like, I would tell you, actually, I'm surprised at the bottom that's kind of been around $1,400, because like it's always at steady state around 18 to 22, and then you're right, the high times are around 3,000. I'm surprised, especially with this cover. I thought it would really sink like down like 700, but it hasn't. I still can't believe like that Miles. For all the old Miles books, like that one's at $5,000. Like,
just wait, brother. All Winners Comics #19, first appearance of the All Winners team, I guess. 6.5 right there is pretty high grade, just under $5,000 on 61 bids, $4,800. Here we go. I love this. The 1957. Yeah, Martin Luther King and the Montgomery story. It was a free giveaway, or no, 10 cents, but I think they gave it away probably at a lot of things, school events and stuff like that. I know if we looked it up before, I just can't remember exactly what it is, but $350 on that raw.
Dude, that's the one I'd pay and get it graded. put up. Like,
yeah,
that's a wall book. Like, how is
especially
that
from
$3.50?
1957.
I don't get it.
Yeah, they outlawed that book in 1964, which is interesting. How about this Dime Press number 4, a torn up copy, sold for $305. The famous first appearance of Hellboy. There was a big warehouse find of those in Europe a few years back. All right, this is the book I remember said put a pin in it. The Captain America, the number 200. We missed out on another Jack Kirby autograph, you guys. This one for $499. It is a signed with COA bicentennial issue of Captain America. Number 200. Wow. So, all right. Next. This book was just crazy. This book set the world on fire for a period there. At one point, Jesse bought out all of Boom's Rick and Morty books and had a long box of these. I think he had 43 of these of the 50 of them. There was like 50 only. They were the 1 in 50 or 250. I don't know. He had a long box of them. He was only missing like 7 total, and he sold them all for super cheap, and then they went super high in price. And this one sold in a 9.8 for $35.50 on 49 bids. Oh, look at this! What's up, brother?
What the hell? Why is there like 2 of you on the stream? What the fuck is going on?
We're almost
we
done,
only take
dude.
upholstered curtains here.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? We got on Renovision. We got enough super chats that I'm actually gonna get fucking Back to the Future curtains.
I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not surprised. How about this? Amazing Spider-Man number 10, the variant, the 1 in 25, first Spider-Punk, 9.8 for $355. This is way down. Way
that's
down.
59 bids, too.
Yeah. Crime Suspense Story number
6. To my Dr. Pepper beer bag.
All right, brother. Crime Suspense Stories number 17, the famous suicide bullet to the head cover, sold for $21.26 on 41 bids. Yeah. Here we go. Spider-Man number 1, the Comics Pro Sketch Edition of Miles Morales, a 9.8, sold for $580. Crazy. A Harley Quinn number 1 Adam Hughes variant, signature series 4 times, including Adam Hughes, sold for $710 on a 9.8. And then one of my all-time favorite, shout out to our boy, Chad Cave. He just dropped $25, and it said, not for curtains.
Damn you, Chad. Damn you, Chad. Just when I thought we were friends.
Green Lantern number 55, the Lobo homage variant to the Rings cover, famous cover. I love how he's got the crowbar too. Just under $500, $456 on 24 bids. That's a killer book. And then next we've got the famous Frazetta Buck Rogers famous Funnies 214 cover. A raw copy, looks like it's in decent condition, sold for $5,766. Yeah, that is such a classic Frazetta.
I'm not in this conversation. This is Kyle money.
Yeah,
it really is. You know what? My last bid was $57.58. So
bummer. How about this one, you guys? A lot of 62 Alien Worlds number 2 Dave Stevens covers. 62 of them for $780. That's what, less than like $13 a cover, a book? You know, the majority of those are probably in super high grade because they were sitting in a warehouse somewhere. Dude, whoever bought that, congratulations. That was a score right there. Crazy Dave Stevens.
They knew what they were buying.
Yeah. I have one of those signed by Dave Stevens on the inside, which is nice. Maximum Carnage number 1, a CGC 9.6, which is crazy high grade for that promo video game cover. $1,000. Oh, just a little over $1,000 on 13 bids.
Not too bad.
No. All right. Continuing on. Have you ever seen these, Nate? G.I. Joe convention figures. The one on the far left, Cobra Rip It version 2 from 2007, sold for over $1,000.
No.
That's nuts.
I've never seen that. Yeah. And then another convention piece from 2007. This is Starduster, and it sold for a little over $1,000. So Starduster repaint, it looks like.
I'm about to say, like, you know, like they put the name on him now, Edward Starduster Skylar. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've seen this figure before, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's a blowtorch figure that's got different coloring.
Blowtorch backpack. Yeah. That's
yeah.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
And isn't it? I think it's from.
Nice.
It might be Brazil. I think $212 on that one.
How about to say it's Brazil? Like the paint jobs aren't usually that bright, but
yeah,
I mean, like that one's really bright.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, the blues are really good on that one.
Okay, don't think about that Zartan figure for a second. We're going to start on the far right. This is the Sail Skiff coin from Power of the Force. Now, these coins that you see that sell for so much are coins that they got produced but never got sold. And they've been slowly leaking out, mainly in Europe, from what I hear. And this is a super rare one from the Skiff, the Jabba Skiff, that sold for $1,200.
The problem I have with the coins, which I think are very cool, is that I think there were 56 in total. There were 2 that were basically kind of never released. And there were kind of like, you know, there are some that are harder to get than the others.
Yeah.
I don't know how you verify which ones.
You can fake them,
yeah. Especially now, like I really like some of the custom cards and figures. Like we were talking about, like with Leia, like Slave Leia, and people make coins. I don't know exactly like how you identify. Like it's not like an American coin, so I don't know exactly how you identify like what's real and what's not. So
yeah,
I'd be very careful if people are buying the coins.
We were talking about Clash of Titans last week and being creeped out by that movie when we were kids. Here's a Perseus figure from 1980, unpunched, sold for $320.
How the hell did you get an unpunched one? How the hell did it get set on the shelf then? On the little stand?
It didn't get set on the shelf.
He was on the front of the counter.
Yeah.
With the owl.
Somebody bought it before they put it on the rack.
That means they worked there.
Kyle's head is.
Yes.
All right, so Zartan, far left. I've talked about this before. You don't see this one sold very often, but some interesting stuff sold this week, this last week over this figure. This is the 2004 convention exclusive. This is a 3-pack, but this is only one of the 3-packs right here. And this is the Zartan Tiger Force version. Just the one figure sold for $256. But for those of you guys that don't know about this figure, check this shit out. This shit's crazy. This is, I only have one of each of these. I wish I had more because they are super rare. All right. This is the 3-pack, 2004 convention Zartan morphing into Hawk 3-pack. And let me go ahead and show you this. This is how it comes. It's how you bought it at the con. And this is how mine looks. And it has the card and then the little paper saying what it is. There was only 800 of them made. And then inside you have 3 different versions. You have Zartan, you have half Zartan, half Hawk, and then Hawk. So there's where you can see that figure came from. Now what's cool about this set is they also had another really cool set at the same con. All right. That was our boy Firefly. And it's a 2-pack of a repaint of Firefly. This is from the 2003, different convention. 2003 convention. There's only 500 of these. I do own one of these. Just like this. I didn't open it. But you can see you got a Tiger Force version of Firefly. And then you've got a... what color is this? It's like a muted black and green, I think. There you guys can see. Black and, muted green and brown. So it's a 2-pack set of Firefly. The Tiger Force version is just beautiful, and it's one of the most sought after Firefly figures. This sold for $668. The Zartan one sold for $835. It blew me away. I got to go find those. So I'm going to be creating member-only videos of me looking for those and showing those. They're absolutely crazy. But now
Was
since
that
I have
San
these
Diego? Sorry, Brian. Was that San Diego?
No,
or what convention?
No, it came from JoeCon, I think. It says on here, yeah, Collectors Club 2004 Convention Souvenir. So I think it was from JoeCon. But I could be wrong. All right, check this out. Star Wars sealed 1977 action figure case with the Boba Fett mock-up card, dude.
That'd be dope.
Look at the Boba Fett mock-up card in this.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the original Boba Fett that they never...
Hey, do you think that they took the Boba Fett colors from this and did it into the show?
No, I think they probably...
Is that the same colors? Or
no, it's the colors from the animated series, bro.
I probably shouldn't be asking a colorblind person.
Yeah, but it also has the rocket in the back, bro. That you can looks like it's firing.
I thought that I was like, man, that looks just like the one in they have now. But shit,
I've never seen this, dude. Look how much it sold.
It
sold for.
I never seen it.
$730.
Yeah.
So this is the original case. It says, and it has. This is what was thrown away on the inside, and you could tell it's got a different version of Boba Fett that they were supposed to sell. So, all right. Next, we've got this. I've never seen this. I've heard about it. This is the style guide for DC Comics from 1984. They gave these out to all the creators to know how to like draw and do certain things for certain characters. This one's unopened. Well, it looks like it's unopened. Cool. Sorry, but it's not. It's a binder. So here it says like use of style guide. It says this style guide presents graphic designs, quality control procedures, copyright and trademark usage, and new standard artwork for the major DC comic characters. Each character is depicted in an updated rendering which will be model for all future uses. Only these current versions are to be used in creating officially licensed products and packaging, as well as for all merchandising, media, and promotional purposes. So here you guys can see it shows the colors.
Does it say when they're going to turn Superman gay in this one?
Well, I wonder who did the art. Is this George Perez art? But look at it.
Oh, man.
It almost
that
looks like
would be
it.
awesome.
Yeah. I don't think it is, though.
It shows the color.
And it's got like a palette colors?
Yeah, it's got the color palette. And then
That's
here,
really
this is why I
cool.
think it looks like George Perez. Look at this. That's George Perez. 100%.
That Nightwing looks almost like Perez, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's got, look at the little
Starfire.
baby, figures. I remember, what were those? I forget what those were.
I was about to say, did they come out with those little baby figures?
They're like chibis. I have a foreign book with them that I won from Josh in a foreign sale and whatnot years ago. But it's got all the new characters, the new designs. It says, she is as beautiful as Aphrodite, wise as Athena, and it talks about like Wonder Woman. They're putting her out new that year. Man, this is just crazy.
Dude, that's really cool.
Look at this. Batman Jr. and Robin Jr.
That is
I wonder
not.
if these
It looks like a premature Scotty Young.
These might have never came out.
Oh, dude,
I don't remember seeing those.
A little Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman Jr.
Look how happy she is.
And then
She needs
Superman
more
Jr.
clothes.
Yep, little Superman.
This is weird, man.
Is that cereal he's
Cool.
got with him? That's
I
awesome.
like it.
It sold, yeah, cereal, yeah. It sold for $1,000.
I'd pay $1,000.
Reminds me of
Yeah.
something that Jesse James would come across. And
Exactly.
Just, hey, look what I got, motherfucker.
Jesse
some
probably came with
art
like
that sold. This
100.
is original art. This is the cover for Eternal Warrior number 15 Bloodshot cover. Sold for $3,000, $3,050, and look how beautiful this. I mean, that's a great
The only
cover.
problem is, if you weren't a Valiant guy,
Yeah.
if you like it, it's great. If you're not a Valiant guy, you're like, who's the Eternal Warrior?
Exactly, yeah. All right, some more interesting stuff. Let's see if this is a good buy. Star Wars: The Clone Wars 2 through 12 and Star Wars Dark Horse 2 through 12. So you didn't have the first Ahsoka, but you have all the other ones. And then you have the regular Dark Horse run. God, I love those Asajj Ventures covers. I sold all those when Whatnot was popping. Yeah,
still
$305.
She's cheap right now because of Asajj. Like you can get a 9.8 of the first Asajj for like $250. Like way too cheap. She's way underrated. She's awesome.
All right, so there's that, and then there is another lot. Hold on here, let me find this. This, yeah. All right, so this was a bulk lot, 12.4 pounds bulk lot of Dark Horse Star Wars comics. Legacy on the top. I don't know the condition, but here's the ones on the bottom. You can see all the early Dark Horse ones. They're all there.
Yeah.
Dark Empire. Take a shot at this for $322.
$300 for 12 pounds of
Seattle
Star Wars
Goodwill.
books.
Yep, I think that's a good shot. Take a good shot.
It said it ended on the 24th.
Yeah, just ended. Yep.
Damn.
And then some more original art. This is Steve Ditko pencils for ROM. And it sold for $2,600.
Damn.
Yeah. And then we've got more original art. This is Teen Titans Go artwork, 2 pages, issue 15 from 2005. Todd Knock. Look how great
Todd Knock he's awesome.
All the characters.
Great.
He's going to be at our con this weekend.
All of them.
That'd be badass to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is a lot of Marvel cards, but they're all signed. It sold for $320. Look, Stan Lee signed the Black Panther. Stan Lee signed the Avengers, signed Spider-Man, they signed them all, bro.
Dude, anyone had to have cost more than $300 to get all of them signed.
Hey, Kyle.
McFarlane signed. Look, I mean, that's McFarlane's autograph right there. He signed the Spider-Man.
Kyle,
Stan Lee signed that.
How come Bryan keeps showing us all this stuff after it's sold?
I know,
right?
These
How are we supposed to buy it if it's already sold?
Every single one of them signed. Stan Lee and McFarlane. These are all Stan Lees. Let's keep going. It only sold for $320, you guys.
Yeah.
He's got
multiple. It had to
multiple.
cost more for the signatures than he sold it for.
He's got multiple. I mean, they're all signed. Awesome collection of 5 pages of Marvel cards accumulated over 35 years of collecting, all signed by Stan Lee or Todd McFarlane. My family lives in NYC, and my dad always took us to the comic cards at Javits Center. He was amazing. He signed all my brothers and my stuff every day we went. This is super rare collection. $320, and you got 40 signed.
God.
Each one of those could sell for that. Yeah, somebody scored, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody scored. Here's another crazy lot. Speaking of...
he says those Stan Lees look very suspect.
Yeah.
I'll risk it for $300.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
20. This is a lot of 500 Sports Illustrated for Kids uncut sheets from 2016. Right. You've got Dustin Johnson rookies, Seth Beard, DeAndre, Chris Paul. But I'm looking for rookies. Dalvin Cook rookie.
Yeah, that's
Dustin Johnson rookie. Are they all Dustin Johnson pages? They are. So it's... Jesus, look at them all, man. 500 plus Dustin Johnson rookies? 500 plus. It sold for $360. That's a great score. All right.
That's prior to Chris Paul getting hurt, but he got hurt on the Rockets in the playoffs. So
All-Star Batman David Finch Joker sketch for
another
500.
person that's coming to our con next weekend.
Yeah, $373. Look how nice this sketch is.
Dude, that's phenomenal.
Right? And then we've got more original art. This is Steve Ditko Indiana Jones pages. It sold for a little under $1,350. Beautiful Indiana Jones art by Ditko. And you've got more original art. This is Gary Frank's Incredible Hulk splash from issue 413. Look at that.
That'd be cool to have.
Bro. This sold for $7,225.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Classic Gary Frank splash page. How about this Transformers art? This is the cover from Shattered Glass 2, number 4. Badass. It's pretty sick. Sold for $550. That's cheap. And then this is a lot, a Danger Girl lot. Look at these. You got 2 of the silver foils on the Danger Girl one, no rubies. You got a couple gold foils right there. You've got a gold foil right there, a gold foil right there, some autos, a bunch of autos, a gold foil right there of the preview for $380. You got all those. That's crazy.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's a great buy. And then check this seller out. This seller has been selling some killer books. Murder Incorporated, these old school Murder Incorporateds. Look how beautiful the condition is on these old school Murder Incorporated crime books. And he sold a ton of them. And not only that, look at all these books this guy sold that are crazy. I love this right here. These Dell Giants. First appearance of the Roadrunner. Great, great cover. Top Notch Comics. No number. It's a theater giveaway from 1940.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these are all classic Golden
Captain
Age.
Marvel Jr., Elvis
Yep.
Presley's favorite character.
Yep. Captain Midnight. Look at that great clock cover. More Captain Midnight. Don Winslow. Just a bunch of war books. Look at this. Double cover of a 1942 Golden Age book.
Dude, what are the odds of getting one of those?
Jesus, bro.
Right?
Lash LaRue, Marvel Family. He's got some crazy Marvel Family books, dude. National Comics. It's a beautiful baseball cover. Strange Adventures. Here's these WoW books with Mary Marvel. Look how beautiful these are. 1946. Missing the centerfold in that one. Super, super beautiful. High grade. Blue Bolt, Captain Marvel. Marvel Family, Super Comics. Look at the color on these. Just beautiful. So this guy is an amazing seller. He goes by Adams Rare Comics. 192,000 items sold. 100% positive feedback. That's pretty amazing. So, all right, let's continue on with some of these here. We got a couple more to go through. We've got 2 green A-Wing pilots. You've got the one from the Power of the Force Final 17, right? It sells for $384. And then you've got the one from the Droid set that sells for $1,100. I didn't know they made one. Is it the same figure, Nate?
Same one, but much hard to get on that card back.
Yeah,
Much harder.
yeah. And then there's the Boba Fett droids mint on card. Both are pretty warped. You got the one is unpunched on the A-Wing pilot, but the other one is punched. But it has the price tag on it and $4,000 on 21 bids. That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle Beast, a mint on card of Wolfgang Walrus and Powerhouse Mouse, sold for $227. And then I've never seen this DC Universe Justice League Unlimited 3-figure set of Toyman, Firefly, and Dr. Destiny. It sold for $425. Must be
Wow, it's
some rare.
expensive for like
yeah. Must
New
be a
card.
convention piece or something.
Could be. Yep.
And then a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arctic Donatello figure, all accessories, not on card or anything. It's loose, but $278. It's a rare figure. My favorite. You guys can't see it very well. Let me go ahead and turn off the background so you guys can see it. There you go. The Ninja Viper mail away figure with black swords and file card, $416. The Toy Biz Marvel Legends McFarlane Spider-Man mint on card. It's a superposable one, sold for $500 on 5 bids. And then this is amazing. A complete set of all 7 Masters of the Universe Classic DC Universe packs. You got each one of these have a comic in them that are super rare to find, and somebody bought all 7 2-packs for $760. 2 packs, not 2 packs. So,
dude, Motu has a huge following.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't realize how rare the comics are that come in those, because people don't realize comics come in them.
And the thing is, they came up with the I don't know if you, Brian, if you saw that, where they came out with Mattel came out with the new Pre-Eternia.
Yes.
The version of the old one, a new one. And then Snake Mountain just got released. I mean, there's a lot of Motu stuff coming through.
Yeah. Rare Dino Riders Tycho 1980s target gun, unopened, sold for $416. Just an old school gun with 2 little target things and 3 little, what do they call those?
Money.
Yeah. And then when I was a kid, I remember Army Ants very vividly. Me and my brother were in Cub Scouts, and we had a buddy who had lived in the neighborhood, but his house had a basement, and majority of the houses in my neighborhood didn't have basements in Arizona. And I remember going over there, and he had all the Army Ants set up in his basement. It was
Cub Scout.
Yeah. And it was so badass. Bro, Cub Scouts are the shit, dude. My dad would coach our football team, and then we'd go from football to the Cub Scouts, and it was like felt cool as a little kid showing up to Cub Scouts in your football gear, you know? You thought you were like one of the cool kids, and you're like strutting like a peacock, you know? Anyways, unopened Army Ants.
Gotta let them fly.
Yeah. And then next, finally, Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon concert poster.
It'd be
sold for
badass
just
to
under
have.
$7,000. Yeah. And then the original Beatles Butcher album, a gorgeous version of it. You can see how nice it is. They didn't need to peel it or add any extra paper. No missing paper. It's beautiful. Sold for $1,576. And then this is really cool to collect. John Michael Basquiat, New York Times Magazine from February 10th, 1985. Sold for just under $500 on 10 bids. So very cool stuff, you guys. That is the market report for May 20.
Oh, I wanted more. I was like, what's next? I mean, I saw it. I was like, God damn. I was like,
speaking of said Comic Con, are you going, Kyle?
If I don't go out of town for my birthday, then yeah, I'll probably go probably Saturday.
does that mean if I don't go, I want you guys to have a party for my birthday? Like, I mean, when you throw it out there, it's like, I mean, if you guys are around, you know, I love a party for my
supposed
birthday.
to go out of town for my birthday / our 20th anniversary. So we're supposed to go out of town and hang out.
Hey, Kyle, if you want to come to my birthday, Pantera is playing right down the street on my birthday.
Wow.
Let's do it. I'm going to bring my son, though, because he's dying to see Pantera.
Philip Anselmo. Oh, watch out.
It would be
Fan
awesome.
Fusion, June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. I wasn't going to go until Dinesh hit me up and said, I'm going to be in town. Are you going to the con? And I said, I am now. So I'll be there. I'm gonna go for the most part just to hang out. So if you guys see me, come stop by, say hello. I think I'll be hanging out with Dinesh and the Bad Idea crew. Hopefully Bird City will be with me too on that Saturday. I think they're going to be at Samurai for most of the day, so that's where I'll be spending the day.
I know you talked about going to San Diego. When do you think about, like, I'm going or I'm not going? It's kind of...
So I'm going. I got my ticket.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get one. Jesse's hooking me up. He's going just one day, so he said I could have his stuff for the rest of the weekend. So we just got to find a place to stay. I know we're talking about looking at Airbnbs right now. So
Good luck.
Well, the Hive Boys supposedly might have one already, so we got to find out. So we're gonna reach out to them. But I would love for you guys to go, man. To be honest, you really don't need tickets for the most part. Like I spend the majority of the time outside of the con, hanging out and just partying. But if you want to go into the con, you'll definitely be able to get tickets.
Speaking of the Hive Boys, they sent me something in the mail.
Oh, nice.
They sent me a free gift.
I think Nate just froze up.
So they sent me... Here, let me take the comic out of it first. They sent me this CGC case with the Hive logo on the back.
Yeah, that's a thing you put on your wall, and it just...
Yeah, it's got the thing. So I've actually put my Edge of Spider-Verse 2 in it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so...
That's badass.
It's pretty awesome. I'm going to hang it up. But I'd shout out to them for sending it to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I wrote on they had a post that said, we're giving out free stuff. And I was like, hey, man, I like free stuff. And like, we already sent you something. I was like, damn it.
Who said that?
So, James or Jonathan, one of them, but they had a post on Facebook that says, hey, we're giving out free stuff. And I was like, I like free stuff. But they said, we already sent you something. But yeah, it's freaking cool. Like,
it looks great.
Yeah, and it comes with the screws, and it's got this little hanger thing. And it's got the Hive Comics logo on it, which I think is
that's
fucking
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Have you seen their new logo? It's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
It's awesome.
Dude.
I'm like, you guys should be the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes. Yeah. It's beautiful. I hope they use it as their new logo, like throughout the whole thing.
They look. It's fantastic. It's absolutely great. I love their new logo.
Yeah. Let me see if I
can
shout out fix to them this stuff.
I like free stuff.
I like free stuff. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Great stuff. What else do we got? You got any pickups? Pickups are gonna be rough, I think, but we can give it a shot. You got any pickups, Nate?
I actually will pick up some, or just mention my wife and I were just pulling packs.
Oh yeah.
Cards. So, if you guys follow college football at all, and especially going into like the mock drafts, Wembanyama is going to be the number one coming into the NBA draft, and everybody wants the Inception. So
yeah,
she pulled the Bo Nix 54 of 100, and a lot of guys have him going around like top 15 the next year, the quarterbacks. And she also pulled Will Anderson, who was, I guess, was it number 4 this year for the Texans?
Banana Cake Astro.
Yeah, he was the number 1 defensive player.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and so just to kind of make it out of that. So long story short, this actually, we found out tonight, this was our anniversary. So this was actually, we found it, it's our cake topper.
Oh, wow,
and
that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, she put on, this was before Deadpool was a movie.
Hold on. What is going on here? There we go. There
Hey, hey.
Ah, there's that guy. There's
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
Hey.
So when we found this earlier, I was like, oh my gosh. That was years ago. And this was before Deadpool was ever a movie. And she was like, oh yeah, I know how much you loved him and stuff like that. And that was our cake topper. Found it. So
That's super cool, bro.
happy anniversary. There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Aww. Aww. You got any other goodies? Is that it? Hey, show your God damn it, I can't fix this. I'm still playing around with Nate's
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm still playing around with oh Jesus. I'm still trying to fucking make Nate's hat work.
His name is Jesus.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. All right, hold on.
Dios mío.
Hey, show that card that you pulled of that Phillies prospect. Do you have that?
Oh no.
Yeah, with the characters, the Chinese characters. Dude,
oh no, I can get it. Yeah.
That guy is the number 8th ranked Phillies prospect, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's one of the best. That's one of the best pulls you could have gotten, man. So, not fucking bad, bro.
Yeah, she was doing pretty well. The Drew Jones, and then the Bo Nix and stuff like that. And I meant to tell you, she got the Jack Hughes out of SP Authentic, and she hit a black and white both combos on the. She pulled two. She pulled one Jack Hughes, black and white, I think, and auto.
Wow.
Yeah, she was doing pretty well.
I'll
go find the card. I know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, for those of you guys
These
that don't
aren't the
know,
cards you're looking for.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, Nate pulled a badass Bowman card that is the autograph. Instead of signing it, regular, he signed it in Chinese characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Let me see if I can fix this. Boom.
Fix what?
Boom. All right. The look on the show is a little messed up.
Looks
on
fine
the,
to me.
if you look at the YouTube, are you looking at the YouTube?
Yeah.
All right. I had to fix the blue. So there you go, you guys. I think I might have fixed it. We'll see if that works. We're waiting for Nate to bring that back. So we do have. I don't know what's going to happen for next Saturday's show. We might be doing it from on site, depending on how that all plays out. That might be fun to do. If it's, I think Bad Idea is setting up at Samurai. If not, we'll set up wherever they set up and maybe do the show from the con, or we'll do it when I come back or before, or we'll figure something out. But
is there any books you're taking to get signed?
No.
You're not going to take any David Finch or
I'm too old for that shit, man.
What?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, bro. I just feel weird getting autographs and shit anymore. What up, Chad?
What do you mean?
Can you guys hear me?
Hold on one second. Now we should be able to hear you.
Before you guys test 1, 2.
Yeah. Can you hear him, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we end the show, I want to let everybody know pineapple has never been acceptable on a pizza. Okay. However, the other day, Brian, I know you'll appreciate this because you like this kind of weird shit. Somebody told me that you can, or I saw on a video or somewhere that it's only acceptable if you add jalapenos to it. And dude, let me tell you, man, that hot and that spicy and sweet together is no joke, bro.
You got to add pepperoni to it though, too.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I like that. The only thing that I don't, there's only two things that are, you cannot put on fucking pizzas for me. 3 things. Black
Anchovies.
olives. Fucking gross. Mushrooms, unless they're psilocybin, and anchovies. Everything else, I'm good with.
We got to talk about this shit in the after party, bro. Later.
And by the way, you guys, we do have a after show lounge that we hang out with in after show. If you guys want to come hang out, here's the card. Look how cool this is, you guys. So this is the 8th ranked Phillies prospect, and what's his name?
Hao Yu
Lee, and he signed it in the Chinese characters. Man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's freaking
Very
cool.
Yeah. 4 blaster boxes. Nate pulls 4 chrome autos. Are you kidding me? The fuck, dude?
Hey,
you lucky bastard!
I still hold on to this one, my friend. You sent me this.
Yeah, that came out of one of the McClay mystery packs.
It did.
Along with a Ricky Henderson rookie.
What's
It
that
did,
echo?
and a Cal Ripken rookie.
And the Cal Ripken rookie. Holy shit, bro. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. By the way, you guys, we are going to be we have a new widget I'm working on right now that will be showing all the items that I have for sale, any new items that I put up for sale on the eBay page. And if you guys see any of those items during the show and you might want them, just let me know, and you can buy them. I'll send you the information. But we're gonna create the widget is gonna be created for any of the hosts that want to throw something up. All they have to do is add it to the Twitter or the IG account, whichever one I'm using, and then it'll show at the bottom of the YouTube page. It'll just scroll through all the items. So any new items that week, I can set it to do any new items that were put up that week, any new items that were put up that night. So if Sean is having like a big sale, he can add those items to there, and so throughout the show it'll just randomly put those up in the bottom right hand corner, where the alert box will be on the opposite page. So lots of cool stuff, and we'll also be hopefully adding some cool Bird City books, Hive books, Wanted books to those lists, and we will have a what do they call that, affiliate code for you guys. So good stuff. Kyle, how's that new computer treating you?
Dude, it's awesome.
Right?
I'm so glad I built it.
Is it a
You got an echo, Kyle.
I got an echo?
You all are echoing.
You guys should have told me that, damn it.
I tried earlier.
Oh, I apologize.
Was
it echoing? Was it echoing for the chat, for the live chat? Was it echoing on the YouTube? Or is it just echoing for these guys? Hopefully it's just echoing for these guys.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
okay
think
now.
It's echoing anymore. Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah,
I fixed it. Yeah. All right. After show lounge, you guys. If you guys want to go hang out in the after show lounge, all you have to do is join the Discord. And right here it says after show lounge. Just enter that lounge. I'm in there right now.
Discord sucks.
Oh no,
Solo
dude.
Wiki cannot bring his fucking shitty Detroit Red Wings attitude to the room. If he does, he will be put into timeout, just like all the other 4-year-olds.
Just ban him.
So we'll be hanging out in the after show chat for a little bit. I'm gonna go jump on my phone and smoke a blunt. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So come hang out in there after the show. Also, you guys, if you're not subbed up, please hit that sub button. Shout out to everybody that hangs out with us during the live show. And if you're here on the rewind, I want to know about your thoughts on spoilers. Kyle, what are your thoughts on spoilers? Is there an amount of time that you should that should be set, like a week after the weekend premiere? You know, before you spoil
just
something.
Spoil the shit.
Just spoil the shit.
I don't care.
How
but look,
dare
I don't
you.
care about spoilers because I'm still gonna do whatever I want to do and enjoy it how I. So I don't give a shit about spoilers. They don't bother me none.
How dare you?
I know.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. All right, you guys know how it works. Bogcast every Thursday. Come hang out with us on the Bogcast and let us know what strain you're smoking.
Smoke weed every day.
And you might get chosen for some stickers and magnets. I've got a Ladmo bag going out to Keith, and I forget what state, but it's heading his way as soon as I go pick up the Ladmo bag stamp. And then, yeah, lots of fun stuff there. And we will see you guys in the after show. And come.
How the hell do you get to the after show?
So see where it says after show lounge?
It's an Uber.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I see
You have to
after
ha-
show.
you have
Oh,
to get
there
a
it is. I
lift.
see it.
Yeah. So we're going to go hang out there. Solo Wookie just showed up. We'll see you guys there soon. Adios.